About the
What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're gonna be looking at Andy's hand history. Let's go. So Andy, what's the buy-in here? How many players?
the buy-in is 550. Rebuy is a poker 3K Pko. 450 players. And yeah, that's about that really.
What site? Poker Stars?
Treble 8 poker.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's have a quick look at this hand.
This first hand was the one that created
I don't hate the bet on
we
the flop.
debate.
Did we 3-bet?
Yeah. So
Oh,
cut
we
off
three bet
raise,
pre-flop?
cut off raise,
definitely
9
do.
suited, a fine 3-bet, so we 3-bet. Cut off calls. The flop is ace, king, 4.
Yeah, just
That's
range bet
small.
small. It's so good for our 3-bet range.
See? Strategy is weird.
Can we pick up equity on the turn?
Betting large with our best aces.
So we got,
Large bet's
like-
only what, 50%?
yeah, we
Oh,
got
that's
some,
75% too.
we got some weak kings that like checking, pairs under the king, like checking. Our lowest aces to protect the checking range. But we do have a bit of checking here, 30%. Anyhow, I like betting small very often. Say we go 25%. Calls. And we get the 7 of clubs on the turn. And our question was about the turn.
I'm
Are you
barreling.
Are you
I'm
supposed to bet
blasting
here?
it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
betting pot or bigger.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, well, you know, it's kind of with an ace and a king on board, nothing changed when the 7 comes, right? Outside of us picking up equity, and nothing changed. So if he has a king, he's not like. I don't.
He's not
I don't
loving
think
it.
this
We can get worse.
card-
We can get some pairs to fold, I think.
Yeah,
And if we hit, we can get paid. The backdoor flush is pretty sweet when it comes in, I think.
well, with 2 broadways here, I think he should be folding a lot of his pairs on the barrel.
Yeah.
Straight on the flop.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
and
sitting
just-
there with pocket eights, you're probably folding on the flop, right?
Yeah, they're heavily mixing.
And I'm heavily calling because I'm a fucking station.
So my question was, should we double barrel here? And mostly checks the turn. Checks turn or a
Okay.
bet stop. So that's what I thought, because we kind of have, we're gonna struggle if we raise, right?
Realize your equity, yeah.
We bet big, he raised. So here, the sizing, there's a bit of 50%. There's a bit of
I think we need to-
75%. Let's go 75. So we bet 75. And we face min click.
What's our odds here? I think I'm trying to do the math.
Fair call. We got
Yep,
good
never
DV
folding.
here. Never folding.
Never fold.
So we
And
call.
that was what we were arguing about, was whether that was ever a fold.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about now today is that maybe I like checking this turn because nothing changed equity wise. And like, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
we face a big bet on the river and now I think we're in the pickle. I don't think we win often there, honestly.
I think we have to
Snap
fold.
fold.
I'm snap folding.
Absolute snap, yeah.
Snap fold.
I would fold as well.
Yeah,
But
he just
Yeah.
he just doesn't have any bluffs.
Andy, okay, yeah, he folds. I
Yeah,
thought you
that
were gonna go in. that
Not,
one.
yeah, not as played.
Alright, well, not too crazy.
So
Checking
question before we
turn,
go,
checking turn is a fine option.
Yeah,
Betting
check.
spot is also okay.
so that's the question I was asking about is just a little thought about in general, because this comes up. How often do you want to check that turn? How often do you want to go forward with that turn? I
like-
struggle with that decision.
I like checking a lot because think about the board.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
We see bet and we should have one, so we don't really need to give action past that unless like we have an equity driven like play,
We
kind of.
picked up the club, right? So isn't it club?
Only,
bet?
It
the
is,
club is why you can check behind. If you don't
It
pick up the
is.
club,
it is, but also like.
The club is
remember
why you
this
can
is-
bet too.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's both.
Like, we kinda have a draw that is gonna struggle against a raise.
Did you start folding any kings when we barrel?
So we bet pot. Yeah, he's folding very,
And he's folding
Big
all the
king.
under pairs now, except the.
But he
Folding
never
aces.
folds an ace,
Yeah, a little bit.
right?
Look at that weird raise
so
with the
the
sevens.
line has
Oh,
merit.
the sevens is set,
yeah.
yeah.
If we turn a higher equity card, like where we pick up a gut shot, I bet we barrel there a lot more too.
If you check the turn and the queen comes on the river, are you
What was
calling?
that?
And he bets out, so he makes one bet, calling the river?
You're saying it goes check, check, turn, and then queen river?
If we go check, check, and then we pick up the queen on the river. Now
I
we're
think it's
Call
probably
considering
a, I
calling
think
one
it's
bet.
probably a fold.
It's a fold because we block the clubs. It's mixing, like he wants to bluff or he wants to fold. So it's
And
raise or
losing.
fold with the clubs.
And it's losing money, no matter what.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, the
Alright,
raise makes
Can we
sense
s-
blocking.
Can we see
river
that
two
5-5
pairs.
hand?
Yeah, what do you wanna
That's
see
real
about it?
fast. So,
Wait,
what
wait,
was it? Hold on, so, oh, he only faced a single open.
Yeah.
And you bet flop, not closing the action as well?
No, flop was check through.
Oh, okay. You clicked it through so fast.
Three-way
what-
check, four-way check around.
So
I like a small bet
going,
here
going
with
back one
fives.
second. Why can we call without the clubs, but we're folder raising with the clubs there? We block him having clubs.
Because
Why
the
is that?
club, the club bricked on the river. So having clubs in your hand is bad. When you're looking at calling or folding a bet, you don't wanna have clubs because it missed.
The reason you can bluff is that pocket queens would have checked here.
Yeah,
So that's your
Like
biggest,
basically, if you don't have a
that's your
club, you can
biggest-
call the bet. Simple
yeah,
as that.
that's your biggest value hand, so that's also your biggest bluff hand.
It's a losing proposition, no matter what.
yeah.
So it's a good just to avoid it, I think.
I like the half pot size. I
So
like that.
I'm not sure about this at all. Like he's multi-way, there's a bunch of people. I like betting here, but I don't, I think I would bet small.
I
Try to
agree. I
bet-
bet like 3 big blinds.
Bluff twos more than fives, probably.
You said you'd bet twos more than fives?
I think so.
Kenneth Keppel.
I-
special.
You're not gonna get caught by like, they don't have like fours and threes in their range anyway, right? Like under the gun open, it's,
They absolutely
Big
have threes and
blind
fours.
does.
yeah, and we can get them to fold.
I'm not gonna try to bluff someone off, basically top pair.
What do you guys do
I
I
here?
like this
Pot
fold.
hot odds there.
I think I'm calling, honestly.
I like this
I
fold.
don't know. I can get behind free betting or folding, to be
I'm
honest.
not, I'm never folding to Broadway in.
I'm not folding.
Yeah,
I love that
calling and-
fold.
calling and folding a ton on the flop. You're just getting great odds. If it's an ace high board and you face aggression, you can just fold.
Just thought with being out of position after the flop.
These guys just wanna see flops.
Oh, they're crazy.
So
I don't like
Andy,
this.
I don't mind this jam at all.
Andy,
Because
You're gonna get called when they have a set, pretty much.
what the hell are
yeah.
you doing here?
Well,
I mean, ace eight might find a call,
I don't
You-
mind it.
two pairs.
I
gonna
mean, it needs a
call.
hell of a lot of protection.
Barry,
I don't
I
like
think
it.
you can just bet like half pot multi-way and jam turn.
Yeah, you're pissing away all your value.
I think the
Yeah.
highest size you can go for here with the pot. I would like, first off, it's a 3-bet pot, so you're supposed to just see bet small. But with this hand on this kind of board, I like sizing up a little bit. So 80% at best pot, maybe.
Yeah,
That's if it's
go
all-
half, and you block the spades or the hearts and the spades, whatever that is too, so.
Yeah,
like,
when you have a card of the suit here, it drives down both your betting size and your frequency. So you should chill a little bit more with the 10 of hearts.
If you
Yeah,
bet like
maybe.
12 or 13 big blinds, it sets up a good river jam.
yeah, okay.
Or turn jam rather.
That's a little bit tight.
Yeah,
Yeah, seems
would-
fine versus a limp.
Would probably squeeze
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna do some,
ever folding that,
Squeezing with the
ever
jack
folding
10,
that
I
jack
think.
10 there?
I'm gonna three bet it sometimes, honestly. If these guys are just
Yeah.
calling a lot, like if this guy's opening as he should, the small blind splashy, I'm gonna turn that into a squeeze.
I think you need to have it
Yeah.
suited to squeeze.
Yeah,
Whoops.
Maybe.
probably right.
Yeah, this seems
Sam,
reasonable.
actually.
I like this.
Oh, yeah, this is the pyramid of ruin. This is okay.
Get
Oh,
that.
King
God.
eight. Oh my god.
King eight?
Is this a
What the
PKO?
hell?
Yeah.
You said this is a
my-
PKO, right?
it's my first rebuy.
Okay,
What the hell?
I forgot it
I
was.
want
a
to play this
PKO.
tournament.
They
I like how you
call
say,
everything.
oh, it's a PKO, like that excuses the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
I'm three
Those are
betting
some
very
people.
heavy here. What about you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
king nine, king 10 are heavy three bets, I think.
This
I think
is
the king
call.
10 might have.
I'm just
now.
calling.
FPR is low. We see both merit in calling and raising,
it's
but I
gonna go
think if
behind
we
you.
raise and we get action, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't like raising. You only get called when you're
I'm gonna-
behind.
I'm gonna probably bet when he checks there.
King Jack,
We did a guy that was less clearly a fucking calling station, so I'm betting that turn.
Was it the same guy? We're not at the same table, are we?
Yep.
Oh, went back right back in. That seems overly large.
Oh, it's a
I don't
call.
hate it.
The
Oh,
other
wait, no,
one will
four-
call.
we're four
though.
betting. You're right. There's a four bet.
I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
a
Yeah.
this
There's a
guy's
guy with
calling
a-
with king eight here, so it's probably a good jam.
I like the jam.
There's a lot of chips.
Love
in there.
it.
There's a lot of chips. in the
Holy
middle.
shit.
It
What
just is
the
just
What kind of
insane.
game are you in?
There's no way,
This is the
no-
venom.
there's no way we win here.
No.
Right.
Oh, no, not with this river.
Are you?
Ah.
Look
Six
at
king.
this.
This guy
King-
is just like us.
Well, look at king 6 as well, calling.
Well, he only had seven bigs. He got in there with seven, like he just called, he actually raised, didn't he? He
Yeah,
clicked it.
he three bet to 5.
What site is this?
Triple eight poker.
Don't say it, Andy. Don't let the sharks in there.
The
Holy
client's
shit.
just slowly downloading right now.
Not allowed here,
What a
probably.
punter. So that was an unreal punt. Pontiac. Wow.
Nice merge there, Pontiac. Good merge.
I
So,
like
I'm
betting
like-
here one. I'd much rather have
Got
you
no
bet
from these
here.
guys, Andy.
Like strategy for small blind is usually very straightforward. You have a little bit of something you can stab. So
I don't like stabbing against this guy. He's a calling station. Like just waiting till we make a hand and then trying to stack him.
well,
Yeah,
the
just
way,
wait till you.
if
just
he
wait till you
has
make
a
nuts
nine,
and
he's
push
not
it in.
gonna fold to our jam, so we kinda wanna build a pot in case it comes.
I don't think he's folding ever to a jam.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's not.
So if we make the, oh, okay, I see what you, yeah.
I do like the betting. If he's a station, we want him to call and us hit our flush.
But the
Might as well
problem
let
is
him.
you
Rip
can
it.
never
When
bluff
you've
him
only
out
I
of
got-
it.
would have ripped it on that
You only
dude.
got a low combination, so
I
you
would
ain't
have
got no
jammed,
shade
jammed
to
as
play.
well.
So
What was
what
the
I
pre-flop?
like to do here more and more, like here he should see bet range probably. And
Yeah.
then when they fail to see bet here, I like betting this spot because I think they're very straightforward in
Yep.
three bet pots. And when they check, usually they're not trapping. So I like betting here, even though like we have kind of a weak holding.
These
think we
protections
can
are
get
probably good.
value from like ace jack, ace king, and then
Yeah.
we get great fold equity. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get some
and
value
maybe
and
dictate the
protection
cost.
there.
I don't like betting. He always has like at least a gut shot here. So he's
So,
always
Right.
calling. And you don't
With
know what
his
ranges are
hand-
good, which ones are bad.
He's supposed to bet big a lot on that flop too, right? The ace king on the two Broadway cards, making the straight, the gut shot.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so.
Versus
I think he's
Yeah,
just
no.
versus
betting
an earlier
mostly small.
position, you would want to bet big,
Should
right?
have.
But not a later position.
I think when he has a
Maybe
king of
not with
diamonds, he's inclined to bet smaller.
Maybe not with the queen, maybe a 10 jack board, I think, right?
Yeah, jack 10, jack 10, 8,
Sure,
something like
jack
that.
10.
But queen 10 is also very close. Alright, he wants to play all the hands. Okay,
I
so-
don't like this bet.
So here,
Yeah, why
a
you
good
betting
rule
into
of thumb, Andy, when you're out of position
Oh.
like this, like your strategy is gonna be very polar. So you're gonna check a lot, and when you bet, it's betting big. Here, you're multi-way, so you have less big bets, but a good rule of thumb, if you're looking for your bets, if your hand could bet big, it's a good bet. This hand can't bet big, so you should probably just check here. Also,
Okay.
there's no merit in betting because you don't get a better king eyes than yours to fold. If you have a hand like, I don't know, king 8 suited,
King 5, king 7.
well, we don't really open these, but if you have a lower king, there's merit in betting because you could maybe getting off like a king that dominates you.
I think we have
Okay,
king 7.
And then if the king
But that-
comes, it becomes
King 8.
clean.
Yeah.
Right?
For
Like-
that, Louis,
Jack 9 of clubs or something. I'd rather bet way before this hand.
Yeah, exactly.
but both those cases about getting a better king to fold, those don't really apply multi-way, do they?
No, not really. You're
It's-
bluffing a lot.
Multi-way
less.
or out of
It's
position.
Yeah, we
just like what combo you choose to bet with. Like I
Yeah.
would bet other
Yeah.
combos. And this
Yep.
is like one of the reasons why I would.
You could also just
6-3.
check range.
Wow, look at that.
I can't even really watch this, honestly, guys. This is-
Okay, Ken.
Like, there's a
Does-
site I don't play on for this exact reason against, because it's the same kind of players and it drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
love this.
you need a
Yeah,
tougher
it's
skin,
all
Ken.
again.
You need to
Ken,
find a
that
way to
does-
beat them. And here
This
Andy
is-
finds a way to beat them.
I lost $4,000 trying to learn how to beat them.
This is practice
Yeah,
for
but
life, poker.
Ken,
That's
it
true.
calms down,
Exactly.
once all the worst players lose out. It does calm down a bit.
This is great.
I like opening here a little bit.
I don't know. Just the dynamic of the table. I'm gonna open a tighter range than GTO.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You have no, yeah, you have no pre-flop fold equity.
Yeah.
So be there with value and and you have massive value.
Like
equity.
I'm playing a narrower range in early position and a wider range in late position.
The toughest thing is the widest guy is right behind you at the table.
Yeah, it's
And I'm
Yeah, so
opening
that's
larger
why-
with
that's why I
premium
think you wanna
hands. Like, they're calling anything too, so I'm opening bigger pre-flop with my premium hands, because they don't give a fuck.
I like how
Yeah.
you played this and I think you played it really well.
I agree.
This is a bit tight.
New table.
$40 big blinds under the gun.
So this
Don't like
is,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, but see how many call.
Yeah.
I don't care because they're calling stations.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
good call, why not push it out?
We're at a different we're at a different table now. We don't have the same guy.
So
I
here,
feel like it's Similar.
here's the theory here. I'm not sure if it's applies like for a PKO, but I think like the general idea. Who's gonna get the mute? Hello? Mic check.
9.
Alright. Basically, you could flat call here because your
I don't like the flat
SPR,
either.
No
Yeah,
way.
it's horrible.
No way,
Absolutely
I'm jamming this and
multi-way
it's gonna protect my hands like ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack suited, smaller pairs.
so you
Why-
guys
why
don't have a
jam?
3-bet small here and you never
Ye-
flat.
Not against these
I'm
people.
three betting to 500%.
Never flatting it.
Yeah,
uh,
fucking insane.
Could I just give you, could I
I'm
give you my
three-betting on
thoughts on it?
So
Could I
if you
just
3-bet to
say what I'm
5,
thinking? Yeah,
0 to 5, everybody's gonna call.
The 3-bet to 8.
if you 3-bet to
Andy,
5, it's likely
Andy,
the
what
guy
was,
under.
what was Andy's thoughts on it?
If you 3-bet to 5, it's likely the original raiser's gonna jam and you just rejam over the top of him, and there's a lot more money in the pot.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's possible.
If we were at the other table, I think that jam is good because of the number of people who are calling jams. At this table, this new table, where we don't know that. I think the 3-bet is much better than the jam. And I think
I
the
think
flat
the-
is the worst of the
I think the
three.
player pool's
I
gonna probably
don't-
be very similar.
I don't like
Well-
3-betting to 11, Joe, because the original opener can't reopen the action when he jams. So we kind of want, if we 3-bet to 5 and we get a bunch of callers, then he jams, we can rejam.
Yeah,
What was Andy's thought on this?
my thoughts are, if I re-raise to GTO, it's about 12, 13 big blinds, which is a third of my stack. And I'm thinking
not.
most of the table will call, which I don't want. So I thought if I'm putting in a third of my stack on a re-raise, I'm as well jamming. And I'll get a call. I thought I would get a call from Sunday.
Why do
Just
you think you're
because-
supposed to 3-bet to like 12 big blinds in GTO?
Because there was a raise, there was a bet and a caller and another caller, so it's 3 times.
Yeah, have a look.
Raise.
How much was in the pot? So the
Six,
re-raise here
7,
could have
8,
been 6.
9,
7,
9 and a
8.
half. It's 9 and a
Yeah.
half. You're in position.
That's
Nine and-
6.7.
That's if you're like deep stack too, like if you have 60, 80 big blinds. Like when you're shallower, your 3-bet size goes down.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But even
So when
using
you're-
that calculation, Andy, it's 9 and a half, not 12.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
6.7.
I
I
do
think.
agree
But-
with you though, Andy. If you put in a third of your chips in, it should go in, but it wouldn't quite,
Sure.
you didn't have to put a third in here.
Yeah,
So-
but I agree. Yeah.
There's no flatting multi-way here. So I was
Good.
wrong. And then
more.
it mostly wants to 3-bet small.
Great.
Okay.
So I think looking at the people that are out there, the person that I would target as kind of the median line is the 18.8 guy. So I would probably raise to 9 so that if he goes in, we can go all in. And if anyone over the top to remove everyone else. And if he goes all in for 18, that's going to put most of the people significantly in where they're probably just going to put it in the rest of the way.
That's a good strategy.
Sounds good.
I had the exact same spot, almost the exact same spot with aces in a tournament last night in a PKO.
Go back one step on that one. So the logic that you did about focusing on the 18.8, I think is really good. But I think Nick's observation is the most important one, which is making sure that HNK, if he jams, you can reopen.
Fancy seeing you
You're
here.
not. What?
Yeah.
What did you say,
Yeah,
Nick?
no, I was talking to someone else. You're absolutely
Oh.
like, yeah, if you don't want to raise too big to where because whenever you raise, it's really likely he's rejamming. So you want to make it so when he rejams, you're able to jam over the top of him, whether
Yeah,
it's
that's
to
like-
isolate or to. I mean, however the action unfolds, it's just better. There's a guaranteed bounty on the line,
Yep.
and at these stakes, if you 3-bet to 5, you're probably going to get callers behind you who are going to be in a miserable spot, whether they just call the rest of it off or fold and just you get an extra 5 big blinds from that person,
Yeah,
and you're fine with
Yeah,
either
so-
one.
yeah. So you go to 7, so that when he re-raises to 14, it's
To
still
16.
open.
I like limping here. You covered a guy. This is, I would limp here.
It's like $6, Darren, I think, 550.
Do you ever
Mm.
raise there, Louis?
I don't raise often enough right now. I am almost pure limping my small blind because people don't ISO enough. So.
I like
I'm
raising at
trying-
like 2.5x
And then call off?
and just folding. I'll have a raise fold range.
Okay.
Yeah, like is this
Probably
in
good.
that kind of triangle of hands that want to raise a lot and fold?
Yeah, Jack 7, 10-7, I see that.
All of those mid 2 or 3 gappers that are offsuit want to raise fold.
Yeah,
You
just
bet when he
garbage.
I
Don't
would
really
bet when
play
he
well.
checks to me, because they're pretty face up too, like, they're not checking any over pairs here too often.
So your
Like,
strategy here should be either check half of the time or bet small half of the time, but I think this hand wants to size up a little bit. Before a diamond comes, before overcards come, I would bet around 4 here.
We have some big bets here, don't we?
If you look at the general heuristic, no. Like 90% of
can you-
the strategy is gonna be bet small for in position.
We have
Can you
all
pull
the
it up on
middling
Wizard?
suited
Cause
stuff.
I thought like this
No
board's
bet.
really good for us and he has a lot of garbage.
Under the gun versus button at 40.
Yeah, this is really good for us because we have all the middling stuff, the one gapper,
Under the
we have
gun
some
one.
two gappers, we have the,
We have
no
a lot of
gappers.
pairs. We have sets. He
Yep.
has so many just like ace, king off, ace, queen off, ace, jack off, king, queen off. Just so much just junk on this board.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also still does have aces, kings, queens, jacks
Supposed
here.
to,
But he's
but
got a lot of
He-
overpairs.
This guy, it's unlikely probably in this game, but yeah, he's supposed to.
Even that considered, he has much more junk in his range than nut hands.
Like this is what I mean, the general strategy for the button. It's like checking a lot and mostly betting small. There's a sliver, okay? There is a little bit of the strategy that is using bigger sizes. But really, in general, you're just either checking or betting small. That's what I was saying.
Do you mind pulling it up on the wizard just so I can see the strategy, like how our range plays?
Sure.
And then
'Cause
Andy,
I don't really understand why we don't have big bets here.
We do, I'm sure we do. I'm sure we
So
do.
we're gonna
with-
bet like
with
55%
10,
of our
ace nine,
range
king
here.
nine.
We
Uh,
do,
I'm sure
We're
we do.
supposed to blast with the back. We're supposed to blast with the backdoor flush draw as well.
it's
Don't
mostly
think-
small betting because we get to bluff a lot here.
I think we bet smaller with diamonds when we have a diamond blocker.
If we're bluffing a lot, we need to bet larger though.
Yeah, it's in position for some reason it likes to bet small and we're gonna bet about 55 to 60% of our range here, I think.
I'll be amazed if it doesn't bet 4 like Louis said.
Well,
I think
You
he
have
said
to
the buy-in
remember,
was
he-
550.
We bet
Like-
like any draw we have here, like anything you can find, we're pretty much betting.
there's a
Yeah,
lot of
'cause
better
this is
nines
all
out
of it.
there than us too. Like this isn't that strong a hand.
We
Small
still
bet.
got more backdoor draws as well though.
You only bet
Okay.
a big a little bit with, this is not a, like an intuitive strategy out because I would size up here with my nines.
Yeah, I would as well. Absolutely.
I would size up with my tens, jacks and stuff like that, but the range is
Yeah.
just.
there's just no, yeah.
So it's
And then
just like
Andy,
a range bet small.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 50%, but-
56%, yeah.
so no wrong in checking back here. I would have never thought.
Yeah.
Jack of diamond comes, now we're gonna bet. Is it a big bet though?
I think it's
Yeah,
probably a
'cause we don't
small
have
one
a
to flush
diamond.
completes.
We don't mind if a diamond folds.
I mean, I go 2/3 here. I don't think he has very many flush draws in his range, so I don't mind a 2/3 bet. It's one of our best hands.
Mostly checking, but if you bet, you can go all the sizes.
Oh, I hate the check. I hate the check.
Yeah, I don't like the check either.
Oh. Yeah, and then Andy, on that
Yep.
pre-flop, you can also about 25% of the time, you can 3-bet that jack nine suited in that situation.
Okay, yeah.
Just to be aware of that.
I like limping the 5-7.
Yeah, button versus under the gun one.
Fold.
Jeez.
They either limp or make it 4. That's weird. I would not limp here.
No.
I don't
I mean,
mind
if
it.
they're never gonna raise, I
TKO.
don't hate it. They're never raising you, so whatever.
I would limp a
Well-
little bit stronger.
Yeah, me
9-6,
too.
9-7.
On the
I don't
button,
think
I'm
it's a
gonna
bad-
I'm gonna over limp really wide against players like this on the button.
I agree.
I don't think it was I don't think it was the worst hand to isolate the limper with, to be honest. We're not supposed to do it with our best suited connectors. This is one of the worst ones.
Okay, so this bet is not good at all. You have diamonds in
No.
your hand, so you're like bluffing the whiffs from your opponent. You got showdown value.
Yeah.
You just win here most
And
of
you're
the
not gonna,
time.
get yeah, and
This-
you're, the hand
this
that
bet-
folded,
Yeah.
the
you're
hand that
already-
folded, you were already beating.
And you
Yeah.
only get called when he has an ace or better or a better nine. So don't
I
like, this.
agree.
Yeah, I
Henry, do
see
you think,
that.
you
Yeah.
think you can get a 9 to fold? Do you think you can get a bet? You think you can get a better 9 to fold there?
You
Six,
don't,
nine.
you
Probably.
just don't turn second pair into a bluff. It's not a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I play a hand like this, I'm not trying to lose heaps. I'm trying to get lucky and win heaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind this.
I like betting here very heavy.
I agree.
Small though, right?
Small,
Yeah.
especially with the suit that missed. Cause you can very
Yeah.
easily bet fold. You got the upper dangler, it's a pair board. This is.
You're
very-
blocking Jack 10 of clubs, 9, 10 of clubs.
Especially against weak players that don't know how much they're supposed to check raise here.
See, you butchered this one because I think, not sure if you're, like, you got a gut shot there, right?
You have to call.
Yeah. Okay.
And then over.
Gut shot plus an over, and then you can still bluff it off.
No.
Don't like this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not, I would
Little
not.
bit of
bet here
trouble.
with the back
People
door.
and a big blind. Should check raise you.
See, now you pick up equity here, so you're the early position raiser, you got the uncapped ranger. This is, for me, this is I would bet this turn. If you're betting this flop, you picked up equity, you need to follow through.
Yeah, king's good for our range, right?
Yeah,
I agree. I think you're like always checking the backdoor flush draws on the flop, though.
And they're just gonna call you down with ace high, so.
this guy flat with
oh,
ace king off.
And ace
Well,
high.
these guys don't fold at all, do they?
They don't 3-bet either.
No,
No,
there's
they
no.
don't do anything right.
Are you
Yeah,
ever not
I-
squeezing with ace king there in the big blind?
Nah,
Me?
never.
Never.
There's no world,
Tricky.
especially when you're chip leader in a PKO.
Versus a short stack that opens and a medium stack that floated from the back end.
I can get behind the flop call because you have the king of clubs, you can turn a club, you can turn an overcard, you can get your gut shot, but this turn call, I don't like at all. I don't think you're ahead there.
I knew there was a 3 coming.
Oh, okay, then it's fine.
That's important knowledge to have. If you have that knowledge, it's incredible. Great play.
Stuffing here, yeah, they like calling a lot, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna fold a 7. He ain't folding, oh, he's got 10.
Fold
like-
tens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
I think you just need to play really exploitative here. I don't think it's really good, like GTO study.
yeah,
Good
This is
exploit
all
study.
about, yeah, exploit study. How do we navigate the fields where everyone calls? We don't bluff and value bet more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
We can go for cheap bluffs heads up, but that's about it.
And we go for river
Oh,
bluff.
Jesus.
I like that raise, but I think you
Find
got
out
a bit too greedy with your size. This is something I noticed. When people check
He
raise,
doesn't have a club though.
if they check raise really big,
He's got a half pot jam on the river, so it kind of prices him in.
yeah,
with
but
anything.
that's what I'm saying. If somebody check raises you really big, usually he has it. It's
Yeah, but
like
I still- I like-
cranking up the raise because he's greedy.
I like
but-
the size.
I would never.
He's got
go
a half
for
pot
more
jam
than-
on the river, and the guy can't fold like a king then.
I don't think
Andy,
it
do you-
really matters so much between like 6, 7, or 8.
For
Andy,
me,
do you-
at-
Bigger with double flush.
At this SPR, you don't really get to raise at all already. Like, you don't really get to raise with this SPR with the straight. So if you do it, you wanna keep him in, I would not go past 5 big blinds here, but maybe I'm not, I'm just.
He's trying to set his price for a draw, it look like, and he's gonna pay for it if he wants to sit it.
I would definitely raise that, Andy.
You need to
I think
squeeze
his
it.
calling
100%.
range is probably static, so I don't think it matters if we check raise.
Alright, we call for the bounty here
Yeah.
and we win.
Andy, on the 2-3 hand, when you chose your check raise size, were you thinking about the fact that there were 2 flush draws there and you wanted to price them out? What was your thinking?
I'd need to go back and have another look at it.
Well, that's also another reason why you get to size up on double flush draw boards. I think we do get to
Anybody-
actually size
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I think I was
Yeah.
aware of that. Yeah.
Anybody
Well, we
else
haven't got
raise
any-
the ace 3 to a limp there?
I like limping that ace 3, yes.
I like raising.
I like limping it because if I make a flush or a straight, I want as much people as possible in this hand.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna be
over
hit or
limping
miss,
those.
right? I don't wanna ISO and then play with my ace. That feels bad. If I ISO, I get the flush, I'm gonna be heads up. That's not optimal. These kind of hands, I
to
wanna,
raise.
yeah, no, I don't want to raise at all.
Yeah, in this game, I'm just gonna over limp. In other games, I'm gonna raise.
Okay,
Yeah, and you
I
have to
think
remember
either
that
one's fine, to be honest.
that Kijo guy, he's also the guy who didn't raise 8 king. Right? So he's gonna be flatting like better aces than you a lot. there.
Right.
Tricky board, 2K card for the big blind. The small blind is in here. The king is not so bad for the small blind. I don't know what to do here.
I'm gonna check.
Check, check fold.
multi-way.
Yeah,
Wait, we're not bluffing.
call,
Sucks.
fold.
Fold.
You could probably like increase your open raise size too with your premium hands, because they're just gonna call if they have something. They're just worried about their 2 cards. If they like them, they're calling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your premiums, and
Yeah.
then, yeah,
I fold when somebody
Call.
changes their raise size, make it bigger.
Just gotta be real careful if you hit your flush with that 10-7 suited multi-way.
Yeah. In case there's a better one.
fold.
Yeah, for sure, Andy. That happens so often. It's all right playing the 2 suited cards, but you gotta be real
I'd
careful.
have a hard time folding that in this game, to be honest.
You can't fold that.
Andy, what's your thought here? When it comes to, is it an instant call for you or is this a hard one?
I just thought at this table, you know, that they're not raising with anything, but yeah, it's probably a bad call.
Isn't this like this?
They're not
the first
bluffing. The
3-bet
3-bet's
we've
not a
seen?
bluff.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. and
Like,
that keel's
we're
so
only
good.
happy if we hit a flush or a straight.
Yeah.
Other than ace five.
It goes to overs, but
So
multi-way.
The question arises with that, if you're calling because of the table is so call heavy. What are you doing if you flop a flush? Or what are you doing if you flop a straight there?
Putting
Like
money
that-
in
We're gonna probably get all the chips.
I mean, are you
checking.
just betting pot? Are you check raising?
No,
What
just
we're
check
asking?
calling.
Yeah, just gonna.
There's
call.
already,
There's
there's
this
30
table will
big blinds
call
in the pot
anything.
when we, there's 30 big blinds in the pot when we call, and there's only like 40 behind, so he's gonna see bet. And
Yeah.
the flop, we're gonna call, turn, we're gonna check, he either checks or jams. And then river, if he checks, we jam.
Gotta give them the opportunity to screw up the hand.
Double gutter.
Because I'm just folding that ace 10 free like all day long.
Yeah, I'm as well. Like,
Yeah.
at least in these stakes. Other tables I might
Especially-
call, but
So there's my leak. I get too splashy with the splash
Whoa.
players.
why are we calling here?
Andy,
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah, we shouldn't be
Oh,
calling it.
yeah, not.
Mind you, it's so cheap.
Are we
Yeah,
ever
simple
getting
was a
paid
bit
when we
out.
hit our jack though?
Not too out.
This is Chris.
Hey,
I
Chris,
think we have to
your
do
mic
it.
on. How you doing?
Regardless, because of the pot odds.
I just
Yeah.
thought the price, yeah.
I would
We
fold
could
here.
win a massive pot. We
Yeah,
could
fold
win a
too.
massive.
Oh,
Wait, what was? How do we? What are the pot odds? How can we win a massive pot here?
Limp pot.
Yeah, but like if we hit a jack, are we ever really getting paid?
it looks like we might be getting in trouble.
So yeah, jack of hearts could be trouble for us.
Yeah.
It could be.
Hey,
So
I
the
thought
answer
Carp-
is yes, we
I-
are getting paid.
I thought Carp King raised. I missed it when he ran through it the first time. I thought he raised.
Can you go
I
back
think we
through
need
that
to have
real
a
quick?
look at that, yeah.
Call,
quite a
fine.
lot
Also
going on there.
okay.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
flush
fold
draw.
here.
Call's
Two.
fine.
Gotta call that.
Yep, that's fine.
This is 20 big blinds over bet.
I'm stuffing it.
Whoa.
I don't like stuffing.
No,
I'm
No,
folding.
I don't like that either.
I'm
He's not
folding
folding.
in.
It's the only way I get
Never-
all his chips.
Yeah.
You'd never get a bet.
Ah,
Anybody fold?
He's-
Never
here?
get a-
No,
Yeah, I'm
too many
folding.
outs.
I don't think you get. I
35,
don't
we're
think you
not
get
getting 30,
full-
we're not getting 35%. We don't have 35% equity in this hand.
No, I'm folding. It all day long. You got the
It's-
guy behind still as
So
well.
you're
It's
only
just-
looking
it's
at this
just a bad
current street though.
situation.
I'm
We still
sorry,
have
but
implied odds here.
the way I
Yeah, but
see it.
we're 20 more? Only 20 more. Not big.
We have 35 roughly. It's
We
a
have like
sl-
2% equity right now.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got,
almost.
yeah.
almost
Eight,
very
You haven't,
close.
got a,
17.
you haven't got a lot against the ace queen of hearts and the ace king of hearts. You ain't got a lot.
So against two combos, we're in trouble.
Yeah. No, give yourself all the outs. So you've got 15 outs. That's 30, that's about 30%, not, isn't it? Not
Yeah.
32.
Yeah.
And
It's around 30.
I think it's
yeah,
around
and we're
around
gonna have to call the
check.
river. If he jams, okay.
And he could actually have some bluffs here that, that makes our 10 or 9 good if it hits and he bricks
Oh.
like. I mean, he doesn't
This
have
player's
many,
bluffing
but he's
here.
I
got
don't think
some.
he's bluffing. I think he's, I think this
What's-
guy's bluffing here.
What's
zero.
someone tell me the exact word?
What?
Queen of clubs, 2 of hearts, 5 of hearts, jack of spades.
Okay.
So like if he's doing this with ace 3 of hearts, ace 4 of hearts, ace 6 of hearts, stuff like that, we got even way more outs.
You
Oh,
think
we
this
have
player
fewer, we
who
have
like
way fewer outs if he's doing
We
that.
have fewer out.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
We pick up 6, we pick up 6 of those outs and we lose all the hearts.
Right.
this player type where he's just limping and seeing a lot of flops and playing passively, he doesn't have a bluff here.
It's a queen
always
here,
like
it's
I
almost
agree.
always a queen,
Yeah.
right?
I
a
agree.
queen
Yeah,
of
he
a-
has a queen.
Like you
That's the
could
same
have
guy
king,
that,
queen of hearts here.
It wouldn't be so bad if we were actually heads up, but the fact that there's still someone else in the hand just makes it twice as bad.
Yeah, I like folding here. That was my first thought, and
I don't like folding, but I think you need to.
Yeah, we have 34% equity against ace queen.
Okay.
almost
Think the-
so close,
think-
right?
It's
I
queen
think
of
this
hearts.
guy is
and
gonna show you queens and
13.
jacks a lot here.
Do you take
So,
it
I mean, say he has
implied
queen,
odds
king, or
as
better.
well, though?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If he has queen, king, or better, I think we need to call.
Well, queen, king is particularly bad. That takes away one of our
Yeah.
outs. And if he has one heart.
I
that
don't
takes-
think you want,
that-
we're
that's
calling,
particularly
you're
bad.
calling off almost half your stack though with a player still yet to act. I just don't think it's
Right.
good play.
Yeah.
But-
okay.
What do you do if
When-
he, so what do you do if you call here and he jams? Then you're just up shit creek without a paddle,
But you have
right?
to call.
Then
If-
we
if
still,
card-
yeah, then we're getting direct
Yeah.
odds to make our
Yeah,
hand.
then we got the odds. Yeah.
I think you should just fold and find a better spot. I think,
Yeah.
I think you
there's
should
way
just
better
fold.
spots.
I'm
I
gambling.
think
I
if
think
it,
this,
I'm-
I
I'm
don't think
running
there's
it.
ever a call.
I'm
I
running
think
it.
if
Here,
it's-
twos, fives.
Is
Yeah.
that the same?
So
Is that
if it, if his, oh, I did the wrong guy. Hold on.
is this the same guy that slow played ace king pre-flop?
Yep.
Yes.
So, yeah, what is his range then?
Ace queen.
I think it's more. I
Ace
think it's
queen,
more like 2 pair
Queen jack.
than ace queen. Than
It's
ace queen.
all value. He has a queen, he has queens and jacks, or he has a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's it.
so
Do you
Yeah, I think so.
consider implied odds there as well, though?
Even if you just had a jack.
You got reversed implied odds here because you could, your flush could be drawing dead.
Okay.
No, I guess,
yeah,
If you were
If
drawing
Park
to
King
the
comes in,
nut, it
yeah.
would be very different.
I mean, I guess you could have queen jack of hearts,
Yeah, okay.
ace queen of hearts, ace jack of
And
hearts.
even your straight draw could be dead. If
Straight draw is
they-
probably
No,
why.
you're-
The
no,
the
only
danger is
one
the
end of the
hearts might.
straight draw can be dead. If the king comes.
No,
then
what I
you-
mean- what I
then you're
mean is
against ace
that
10.
if-
He's not doing this with
If
ace
the
10
king
though.
or ace comes, it could be the worst card.
No, the ace is nothing for you. If the king comes.
Yeah,
your
sorry, the
straight is
nine.
good because if you're.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
if
don't
his
think
range
it-
is, if his range is queen, king, or better, so that's queen, king, ace, queen, and then all the two pair, queen, jack, and
Yeah.
sets, we have 30.1% equity against that range.
So
Yeah.
you.
He could be sat there with jack queen of hearts before we know.
So that's almost direct odds on this street to call.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
he's never folding any of those hands when we hit our hand and jam on the river.
But again, we still could be like, if we call here and
We hit.
Park King jams, I don't even think we're getting direct odds to call because I think that we're just
definitely
drawing.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
I
we're
think
just
we're all
drawing.
saying
I
the
think we're
same
drawing
thing.
dead.
Yeah,
I
well, I
think we're
think we're all
drawing
saying the
dead.
same thing here.
I think we'd be drawing that again.
Well, we should be
Right.
folding.
We're almost priced in, but the price is just a little bit not good,
Yeah.
so.
But
But
Our
let's go
opponent,
back and think.
what
There's
we can
no
read
hand
about this, the way I see it is our opponent plays well by over betting and pricing us out. So when the opponent plays well, it's tough to make money. So I like that.
Okay.
But
I
when
do wanna
Carp
point out
King
one thing
comes
about
in,
this.
he doesn't come in with a draw. He comes in with the value hand. It actually makes our straight and our flush draw better when Carp King comes over the top.
Yeah, Carp King,
Like-
the only hand Carp King can have, I mean, we can't be dead because we win with any offsuit 9. We know that. Not 9, any offsuit 8.
Yep.
The only hand that Carp King can have that absolutely cripples us is exactly ace 10 of hearts.
But we
So that
block
the
it 'cause
king
we
is
have
no
10 of
longer good,
hearts.
and he's not playing it that way. Oh, yeah,
I
we
agree
have a 10 of
completely.
hearts.
I think
Yeah.
this is 100% a call. Like you have 30 big blinds behind still. Like there's so much implied odds here when we hit our hand. Sure, we're gonna
Okay.
lose 20. We're gonna lose 20. What a lot, 60, 70% of the time.
I sometimes take these spots knowing that I can either be the table leader or rebuy again.
I think that's also valid too in a PKO where we
Yeah.
hit our hand and we're the new chip leader.
Yeah, so I would lean towards the side of caution.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, maybe I overfold there. I'm folding there.
I
Why
think
do you
that's an
think you-
exploitative play there, to be honest. Overfolding in that spot.
Why do you fold here, Andy?
I don't know. I just expect the whole table to come along. I don't think my hand's strong
Right.
enough. I think it should be opened. Yeah, I would agree.
So then you just check.
No, it should not, you should never open jam it. You should min raise.
No,
No, yeah.
I don't hate jamming, honestly.
I do.
Like
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
when a
get
call
called
happens
so
to the table, I
wide.
hate it.
I don't think we should have many jams above 15 bigs for a start.
I think it's like exploitative for this table. Like we're gonna get called by king 8 offsuit and we're in great shape.
See, I don't like this call. If you had 40 big blinds, sure, 50, 60. If you have
Yeah.
like a stack that can play a big pot, sure. But now you're just looking for high cards to try to make top pair and then go with it. This is
Okay.
not gonna go do a nice top pair.
No.
But at least you got that.
I'm just jamming, I think, on the flop.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential.
Jam it.
How come we didn't get to see Carp King's hand on that?
You folded.
He folded
Oh, we did? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought we were all in on the turn.
too big.
Yeah, I like a small bet on the turn there.
So here, when I squeeze, I like see betting the flop because their limp calling range is like so wide and so trashy that you can clear it up already. And then you have ace king, so you're betting for value. We're gonna get value by worst ace size and we're gonna get like folds from maybe a pair of 3. So I
No,
would
What happens if you get jammed
Don't do
on?
that. Don't do that.
You
call
fold,
up, call up.
People
fold.
are waiting for you to do that with ace king.
I'm calling
Yeah,
up.
I don't like betting here because getting jammed on sucks.
It sucks, but I'm not folding, so for me, it doesn't matter.
It is multi-way.
mean, Do you think
Yeah.
you're ever ahead when these players are check jamming?
Yes, because sometimes they're
No.
really up to no good. They see this low flop, they think you missed it.
They're not idiots.
Like I'm showing king 7 off here or some stuff.
Yeah, I think like in the normal game, I think C betting's fine. I'm just playing really exploitative here. I'm gonna wait till I make a hand and then expect to get paid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of think along the same lines as you, Nick. Like we're on we got position there and we got showdown with that ace king. I'd rather bet some other trash.
So
I agree.
Andy, what the hell is this?
Oh, yeah.
I know it's a large bet, but I expect to get called by the whole table almost.
I don't mind it as an exploit at these stakes.
yeah. I don't
This
think we have
table.
to-
The whole table will call a smaller bet.
I think you should have the same size for all of the range. If you just make it 4 when you have a big hand, it becomes very obvious.
I call
Yeah.
those
No,
big
not
dumb
to
bets.
these
and
people.
I don't call.
Yeah,
with less-
Louis, you can't play as if you're the other person. Like if you're at my table, I'm not
No.
doing this, but against people who are calling, seeing every flop and everything, I'm sizing up with my like pure exploitative strategy here.
Do you think they pay attention here, Louis?
But it's so obvious.
Yeah,
That-
everybody has
that's
their
too big.
strategy and they all use it and
I
it's
still think it's the
so
right
obvious
strategy
when
against
people
these
do it.
players, Louis.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's a
Yeah.
total exploit. They're not even paying attention to the size, I don't
Yeah,
think.
they're looking at their two cards, be like, yeah, I'll see a flop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Louis, the players you're playing against, they're actually reading the game. They're better players.
I wouldn't say that.
yeah.
I'm not
I think they
convinced.
are.
of
Better
that.
than these guys, Louis.
Yeah, this is a good one, right?
They're
I
better
still
than
think
these guys, Louis.
Well, I got plenty of
Yeah, right.
experience in shit shows, right? So it's not a big
I
deal.
haven't seen so many stations for a while.
Call it off.
He's 10.
He's
nice.
10.
Ace 10, wow. How much did he jam there? Did he jam like 70 bigs?
Yeah,
80.
Yeah.
okay, Bentley Lewis.
He wants out. He wants to go home.
I mean, there's so many limpers on these tables, it's unreal.
Uh,
I
might
don't get
want to send
limpers
that
like
guy
this
a
in my
link to the
game.
study session.
What'd you say?
You might want to send that guy a link to the study session.
So I
No,
don't.
I don't want him getting better.
Just send him a link to my table.
Yeah, exactly.
You should see better.
Absolutely, see that.
What?
I would probably bet big on that flop as well, because we've got no interaction with it. I'll bet big. What do you think the solver does there,
GTO.
Nick?
I think that GTO you want to bet small with your aces, and then your vulnerable pairs are gonna size up.
Yeah.
What's going on at your house, James?
Oh, let me hit mute, sorry.
Yeah.
There's a 6 big blind open and 2
it's-
callers.
Yeah,
What do you guys do here? I'm not sure, but
I
I
think
think
we
I'm
have to
squeezing.
call.
Yeah.
Do you not squeeze?
No.
No, God, no. There's no,
You
like,
rip it. You will rip it, huh?
one, this isn't even a squeeze. Like, he raised the
Set
6 big
line.
blinds RFI.
Yeah,
Remember how you said earlier, like, you can't raise bigger with your hands because it's so obvious? No, I'm never raising here.
No.
alright, I guess.
And I'm probably just folding the flop.
Yep.
He always says, wow, holy
Ah.
shit.
I would have called him down for
What the
those
fuck?
bet sizes all
No, yeah.
the way.
Look at his bet sizes. 6, 6, 6. It's like,
The devil.
He
well,
should have bet
remember
7, 7,
20
7.
Yeah, 7,
He
so
was
he's
being a
like
devil.
blending his range.
Wow, what the fuck? What is life?
Raise!
That guy exploitively worked you out, Nick.
Yeah. it should
Right.
be an open.
Andy,
Yeah.
what's your issue
Counter-exploit.
with king jack off? Do you not like
He
this hand?
doesn't like it.
I
you
don't
can't
know
fold.
why.
You fold
I
this?
should open that. I know that, especially as the table leader. I slipped
Yeah,
up
this is
that-
a
that one.
disaster to fold, my friend.
What do
Yeah,
you
no.
do here with king 4 suited, Andy?
I
Raise!
raise.
You raise.
Yep,
Okay,
and I should raise this as well.
okay.
You should raise really wide against 225 big blind stacks and position as chip leader.
How often do you 3-bet here, Andy?
Not often enough.
Got to.
I'd much rather 3-bet here than call, because when
No,
you
it's-
call, you're gonna hit the king or queen, then you're gonna be against a tight range and you're gonna be guessing, right? You know, whereas when you 3-bet, if he just calls, you know he's super capped. And if he 4-bets, you're just always getting out of the way for cheap.
So how does
if
it
you
work
call
at
here-
these stakes? Like
What?
when you 3-bet and c-bet, are you getting a ton of folds at these stakes? I think it varies on your website and stuff. But in some
know.
of these
I'll-
games where people like to see a lot of flops, they recognize that when someone 3-bets, that it's normally a good hand. So they're gonna call to see a flop and then just fold a ton. They're gonna call their entire range and then just fold, check fold on the flop. So I think an exploit, if players are like that, is to 3-bet a ton and then just c-bet every flop small.
Yeah, I find that you get about 60% folds pre-flop and about 30% folds on the flop. Right? And I
That's
play a lot of these.
100%.
So here, your strategy, as we saw, you're supposed to check out from the time and bet small, but I like sizing up here with this combo. Because I don't think you're gonna, like, this is your best king, right? So you, like, you don't flat ace king here, so with your best top pair, you always wanna size up when you see that.
He flatted. Yeah, I like sizing up as well. Again, also
I'm with
exploitatively.
with
I think
Louis.
GTO and exploitative.
Oh, I want to see what that previous hand, the all-in call for that size. Not
Yeah,
this
I'm
one.
with you though, Louis.
This
I think
this
this
one
is
here.
the last
king,
last
queen.
two
This is nine
tables.
big blinds. Just
It's
nine.
reasonable. I
Very
like
fair.
opening queen 10 off here too. Like in a
Yeah.
PKO when you're chip leader, you're opening a ton.
Yeah, also flatting a ton in position because you cover.
Yeah.
You can do one tip
100%.
more.
I think this is the
Uh,
last two tables.
So see, this is a spot where we could bet big, right? I
I
think
don't
our
like betting.
hand, well, second pair, we're kind of like, but
I
thing
mean,
is,
Jonathan
we're
Little,
deep.
Jonathan Little rules, this is a check, Louis. This is a check call, Louis. I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
but that's
solver
not,
land it's not.
yeah, but say we were 20 big blind effective, right? It's like different, right? And at 100 big blinds, it's also different. So
But we're,
I love the
We're
Jonathan
40.
Little rule. I love it because it's very simple and it works often. But I found out that it's a bit more sophisticated than that.
What
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the Jonathan Little rule?
solver likes pairs and draws together.
Can you pull it up in a sim? Exactly. Cause I lean towards like check. I'd rather check raise than just bet even, but I lean towards just check calling over everything.
Part of the problem with
But I
this
don't,
hand
I
is
honestly,
that-
I don't know what the right play is.
is that he 3-bet to the wrong size. Like he min clicked 3-bet here too. We're not gonna get a great sim
Wait,
out
Oh,
of
was
it.
he 3-bet?
He
So
3-bet?
Yeah, this is
he
a
did.
3-bet pot.
Oh,
I
then we
didn't see
definitely
that.
don't want it. Then we definitely
Yeah,
want to
okay.
check call.
Can
Yeah,
you see what he did
definitely
if
wanna
he
bet.
calls? Cause yeah, ignore the 3-bet. Just
Yeah,
pretend it was
that's also, I'm with you on that. I think this 3-bet is just nonsense. It's gonna be
I mean,
very
I'm not
close to.
I don't know what it means. Like I'm definitely just checking here because I don't know where I'm at in this hand when he 3-bets that
Yeah.
sizing.
Yeah, like
I think,
to me that
is it super
3-bet
strong? It
Yeah.
seems super strong to me.
Yeah,
When they
that-
3-bet small.
It's
like
also, there's one other thing, that particular 3-bet also is a typo.
Yeah.
If you
yeah,
don't notice, if you haven't noticed the initial one and you just hit your raise button, that's the one you get. So he might not have thought of it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could just be drunk.
That's
Yeah, you
right.
look
I
back and
make
you go,
that.
oh, I thought I was first in. I thought he was
Yeah.
the blind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I've
agree.
100% done that.
Or
think
it was a
it's
misclick
that-
where he
Or
meant to
or
hit
it could be
call and
aces. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or he
right,
could
you
be
don't know.
Short-handed, it's
tapping
straddled,
to
that's all.
deuce.
I see here, we're mostly just betting small. No
Hmm.
big bets really, just bet small,
That's
Right,
just
but
we
that's
have
not
good
against the 3-bet.
interaction.
Okay.
mostly
Yeah, but
checking
this
or
is
betting small.
just to see if he had raised.
And it mostly checks.
if-
Let's point out though, it mostly checks.
Yeah, yeah. So if we check and he bets small, do we ever raise this?
No.
So you bet.
Mike with the combo.
33?
33, I'm 33.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes,
Sliver,
mostly a call.
Okay.
5%.
Which ones do we raise?
Two pair. This thing
7-6
here,
looks like our bluff.
Well, mostly calling.
Aces that
Bottom-
we
bottom.
played really weirdly.
Our kings
Oh,
will
this
raise.
is not against the 3-bet. This is against,
Yeah.
yeah, the aces we played normally.
Pocket.
What,
four,
what's
the
6-7
7-6?
suited?
Yeah, what's the 7-6 doing there?
Just all of it
Bottom
losing
pair
its
with
mind.
the.
Just that's it, just
bluffing
bottom
bottom
pair with-
pair.
It's bluffing.
Okay.
It's our
Yeah.
worst pair.
All right. Thank you. I kind of irrelevant to this hand, but thank you. Whoa.
So say
Whoa.
goes, check, check. And then the turn comes the 5 of spade. I think we lead often on this turn with our hand. After it goes check, check.
Yeah, I like a bet even versus the weird 3-bet.
Still,
What do we have? 10
it's
8.
still, you can still check it. It still fits the thing.
What
Most are
about
check.
the most of the eights are checking?
Yeah.
Flop goes check, check, and we check second pair.
75% of the time you're checking still.
Wanna
And we
bluff
probably
with
shouldn't. have to,
nines.
yeah.
Does the suit matter? Take a look at the, go over to that 10-8 and let's just see what the other suits do.
No,
No, everything's the same.
but it wants to bluff nines here.
Okay.
Why nines?
It
Because it
picked up,
gets tens to fold in his range.
yeah, it picked up equity and doesn't have showdown.
If we bet 80%.
Yeah, it is a
we
gut
get
shot.
10 to
Nines
fold.
are a straight draw now. Yeah.
But we also get like the direct upper portion of the opponent's range to fold. So we get hands that beat us to fold with nines.
Yeah.
I've never bet my nines there. Oh, and I see why. It's the gut shot now.
Yeah.
I just thought we were betting nines because it.
Go for value.
Sure.
Ooh, I'm calling every time here. You can't fold. Go
When
back.
you get,
What's he? He's repping 7-9, right? He's
I
repping
don't think it's
7-9
ever a
pocket
bluff.
tens.
It's a 3-bet pot. It's never a
He just
bluff.
Aces, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think he overplays aces or ace king here.
Yeah,
Right, what if he thinks he's trapping?
I'm always folding here because we have hearts.
Yeah.
It's
You're
not
looking-
really
No, that's
relevant
not
based off the
relevant.
action.
Oh,
It went check, check,
definitely.
check. Hearts are actually good to have here because he's bets with hearts. Some he didn't bet.
He didn't bet, no. But I don't think this is a bluff neither on the river, eh?
No, I'd
I
put,
mean,
I'd
we've
put an
got-
alarm.
we've got
Value
cards.
aces and ace king.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be a bluff. He could be going for value too wide. He could have ace king or aces.
Right.
the,
I didn't
could,
actually
actually,
flop, I have no idea.
the,
I
when
don't
he
think the
bets
solver
big on the
calls.
10, I mean, it's very likely he made, like, there's a good chance he made two worse pair here, right? That he made 6s and 10s or 5s and
No,
10s,
he 3-bet. That's a
That-
weird
Yeah.
10-6.
Pot,
which would be indicative of him opening and just missing that we had already opened,
Yeah, okay.
right?
That's-
Because his
Ugh.
river bet is going to be very value heavy when it goes check, 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 check. Right? Like, I
Yeah,
don't think he's
for
going to
sure.
get there with a lot of bluffs and decide to 2x pot bluff on the river.
Yeah. I don't
Right? 'Cause
think,
we use
I
the
don't think
big
his,
size.
I don't think his hand is, I think his hand is a bluff very rarely. The question is it overvalued?
Yeah,
I-
I don't think so on this
I
board.
think
Okay, what hands do you lose to?
we only lose to king 10.
You lose to pocket kings that he played that
Pocket
way
kings and king 10 that he played this way.
and
Yeah.
10-10
Pocket tens too.
and 10-10, which is super believable that he played this way,
Except that
Which
we
is, there's
fold
only one combo of.
right?
Because it got
Okay.
checked. It got checked to the
That's
river,
true.
didn't it?
So here, calling with
And we
the
lose to
heart,
7-9, which doesn't make sense for him to have.
calling the hearts
Good.
is better than calling with the clubs.
Yeah, because he never bet. So it's different than like he was bluffing earlier.
Yeah, he shouldn't have a flush draw here.
Yeah.
Alright. So this should be our strategy on the river, basically. We are either checking very heavy. And say we check his stuffs. Does he have some all-ins? He does not. He just bets very big, 77, and then we just
I'm gonna
have.
call that.
Call,
Oh, yeah.
we raise.
Oh, we raise. Okay.
We raise pure facing a,
wow.
Facing the bet.
When there's almost no hands that beat you and he could be betting like for value with worse, you just can't fold.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a bounty too, so there's a little extra value in calling and being right.
Okay.
But I mean, he's going to show you some. Yeah, I don't think he is 79 there and checks the turn in position.
Yeah, so yeah,
It's-
no folding here, Andy.
Okay, yeah. It's
And also
appreciated.
remember, you don't have to win, you don't have to win half the time for it to be the right call.
Yeah,
Well, there you do because he overbets, right? Like he 2x his pot.
Yeah, you don't have, but you don't have to win half the pot. You don't have to win half
Yeah.
the time.
You never have to win half time.
So why do you call here, Andy?
I'm not, nah, can't explain it. Louis.
Just say minimum defense frequency.
Cause he bets so small that he's betting his whole range. And so maybe the king or queen is good. Maybe he
So-
picks up a backdoor straight draw.
Possibly,
That's why.
possibly.
I don't think it's a good enough reason, but
So
Yeah,
what
I
I
agree.
see here, usually on ace high boards from the big blind, we're gonna heavily overfold.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
at this
Let him have
stack
it.
depth, we can't really go for like backdoors either. So.
Yeah.
This
He
this
just
is
gets to
just a
win.
fold for me. Is this too tight?
No.
no,
Yeah, I'm fine just folding.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even though he's bluffing a lot there, he just gets to win.
Yep. It's
Some,
just a fold.
sometimes they have the advantage.
So are you
I'm sure.
Are you
I'm sure it's a call
defending,
in MDF, but I don't care
defending king queen suited here?
with the backdoor flush. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not.
He bets 1.84 into 5.
A third?
No,
Yeah, that's what I
less.
thought.
Yeah, king queen
Suppose
suited
I'm
calls.
thinking if he's got an ace, he's gonna bet bigger than that.
So pure fold here.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
King, queen offsuit folded pure and king, queen suited called when it had the,
Backdoor flush.
okay. Then it went check, check. Great. You have the best hand.
Go back to.
Do we value bet river? After
Yeah,
check the
I-
turn,
I-
I think we block bet this river. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I bet like 3 big lines.
Yeah, definitely block bet.
Okay.
Second pair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and get called by pocket nines.
Second pair, he could have worse queens. It's really hard for him to have an ace. One, he didn't barrel again, and two, another one came on the river.
I think you should bet almost any two here.
I don't know about that, but
Against
I
big
like
blind,
betting
jack
for
high.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, we have a range, we have a huge range advantage.
Yeah, this one's just a little bit of equity denial.
And we have the, and with the 3, even if you don't bet every, all of them, the solver does a lot of betting. You know,
Yeah,
the
this
bottom
is
pair, and in this
definitely a
case-
bet. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a range bet or not, though.
Yeah, but even if it's not a range bet, it's gonna throw in the ace 2 and the ace 3.
Yeah, I agree.
We've seen that.
I think it is a
Although I don't know if
range
it
bet.
does it do that at 15 big blinds when he's so short?
We bet 80% of range on jack high board. So for me, I mean, I'm rounding corners, but for me, I'm betting range here.
It's a little too wide for me to bet range.
But this hand, so good.
Yeah, this hand's 100% a C bet on the flop.
Alright. Bet really small, I guess, on the turn.
Whoa.
I don't understand
Whoa.
why you would check the turn. You're playing for a bounty here, like you're on the wrong gear here, because you wanna play for stacks against this guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard for him to have an ace, the way it's played, but
Very often, like poker players like to go tricky, but when you go tricky, you cost yourself EV. You wanna play
Yeah.
big pots with your best hands. It's very simple,
Imposition, there's
very
only one way
basic.
to. Imposition, there's
think-
only one way to get money in the pot. You have to bet.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was hoping he would bet on the next round, thinking I had nothing, you know.
That's not how you should see it. You should see
Yeah.
it that on the flop, you bet 80% range, and then on the turn, you're gonna blast again with plenty of bluffs. So if you have
Yeah.
plenty of bluffs here, you definitely don't wanna miss a value here. So if you wanna like have a checking range with hands like two pair. I don't know, there's probably maybe jack, you don't really have two pairs there in your checking range whatsoever.
Yeah.
So,
And, but as played, if you don't bet the flop here, I think on the turn, not only do you have to bet, but I think you have to bet very small.
Well,
I don't
I
think
think I
I
do
don't
the
think you size
exact
that up.
opposite. I think I do the opposite. Just pure frustration, I think.
yeah, but he's gonna show you a
work.
deuce here. That's the issue. You wait until you could be beat and then you play for stacks. Would have
Yeah.
been a lot easier, bet flop, jam turn or bet big on turn and
I think
then.
the guy does do that. I was going to say the guy
Jesus
would do that with
Christ.
a lot of
Alright, maybe you're
Other
just
aces.
exploiting him, but
But if
Actually,
you, how do
he
you bet the
probably-
flop, he's calling the flop.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
jamming.
you get there.
flop.
what
Yeah,
the hell
jamming
are you
flop is
doing
the
here,
worst.
Andy? 10-7 off? You don't open king jack from the button, but you open 10-7 off?
I think it's because I'm now the table leader that I'm just trying to open everything.
You've been
What?
leader though.
What?
Well,
When you have a big stack, your range changes?
Yes.
well,
Yes,
I
Yes,
kinda-
absolutely.
This far away out of line? You
No,
may-
not this far out of line, but-
maybe for you it's good, Nick, but I don't think it's a good idea for most players.
No, I think this is a fold still, but you need to definitely open a wider range as chip leader in a PKO.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
but not 10-7 off on the hijack.
Not this wide.
yeah. Okay.
10-7, 10-7 off on the button, maybe.
I think
If
even
I-
like 9-10 off is okay here, but yeah, this is too wide.
If I had an advice to give you, Andy, towards range construction, I would say you wanna lean towards GTO, more or less. And then
Okay.
one pip more because but like the
Yeah, that's
fact
reasonable.
that you have more and more chips that you're gonna play this wide, I don't like this idea at all.
Okay.
And you get punished.
Like if there's like a 6 big blind stack and a big blind, sure.
Yeah.
I could see where your where your train of thoughts coming from though, Andy. Obviously,
Yeah.
because these players, you're just trying to
Go.
exploit them.
Go back through this.
Yeah, it's weird. Alright, calling the flop seems fine. Flush completes the 4. We don't really lead, check. And then on the river, is this a block bet? Probably.
No, I think it's too wide to block that.
Second pair, I
Yeah, I
don't think
think
so. After it goes check,
think you-
check, second pair, maybe we're too deep for it. I guess we're too deep. This is 50 big blind, probably too deep to block bet.
But the block
I
I
bet
think he
size,
still has a
3,
lot of
right?
ace X and better kings.
Do you call here? That's the thing, right?
It sucks. It's
3 big blinds, yeah.
a
Probably,
miserable sizing.
You know, when he bets 3 into 12 here, he has no fold equity. I think it's always a value bet. I think
Yeah, I think
you're,
I'm doing an exploitative hold here.
yeah, I like folding as well because it's clearly like he's trying to milk you for 3 big blinds. He's not trying to get folds there.
Yeah.
Yeah, also a GTO mistake to reopen the action so cheap, but
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
50%.
You're supposed to
Some of
open
the
most
top
possible-
guys don't agree.
You're
Matt
supposed,
Affleck says that about the reopening the action. Some of the other, guys, coaches don't agree with that.
yeah, but that's more exploitive, right?
who doesn't agree with that?
No, they just don't buy it.
Who doesn't agree with that?
Evan Jarvis, if I remember
Yep.
correctly, I was I asked him specifically in one of his sessions, but I'm trying to remember, I remember the voice. No, it's not. It's the guy who does, when he does the review, says, who pronounces it button. Who is that?
Alex?
Not Alex Fitzgerald, no. I'll go look it up.
I don't know, but I.
It's the guy who's.
Trust Matt
His
Affleck.
action is, Razor, love it, good, love it. I'm spacing on the name.
Brad
Anyway.
Owen. I have no idea.
No, it's not Brad Owen,
Tristan
definitely.
Wade.
Tristan Wade.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Tristan Wade. All right. I'd open the queen deuce suited there.
Go back one.
Small blind versus big blind, queen deuce suited, chip leader.
Just give me a quick second. Queen deuce suited, yeah, this is a limp.
Or,
Especially
or
this deep,
raise, if
it's-
you want- or raise if you want to put pressure on him because he's in second place and they're small stacks.
I think it limps the
still
majority of the
so
time,
deep.
according to GTO, but I think it does have a little bit of range.
Isn't it a pure limp?
Yeah, with limp, very heavy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Under my charts, I don't think it is. I think,
I think it is. I think
60.
it's a pure
I
limp.
think it has like 20% raise.
ICM,
But I may be
ICM, I
right.
think you can change this. If your opponent is ICM aware, I think you can raise this
It's a big if.
given the stacks we have, but that's fine. But it's not a fold.
Never fold.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Never
I'm-
limp.
Oh, ooh,
I'm gonna send this to you, Nick, in the chat, but
raise this.
it's
raise this.
actually 16% raise.
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Last two tables.
So here, Andy, you don't really have any small bets. You're either checking or betting big. And when you have a hand like this, you don't get a single better hand than yours to fold. You don't get a better king eye to fold because there's no such thing. Above that, it's a size, now half top pairs. So when you bet here, you get a worse hand than yours to fold.
Just a range bet.
No, it's not a range bet at all. You're supposed to
Not
check
when you're-
early or bet big.
If you were in position, you could range bet, but since you're out of position, you don't get to.
Okay.
You're
In
like,
position is
global-
not range betting here because it's button versus under the gun. So button is gonna be betting small or checking.
Is-
I
and it's
think
gonna
like
be
overall your
50-50.
stats for C bet should be like 70% in position, like around 30 to 35 for out of position.
I like that.
And Louis, you were saying if that you don't, that when you bet here, you don't have any small bets? You don't bet 5 big blinds here ever?
Five is a.
Oh, I'm
big
sorry, that
bet.
was 7.3 there. No, you don't bet 2.5 here?
Most of my strategy is big bets.
Okay,
I do have small bets, but it's gonna be like pocket deuce when I venture into opening it, or pocket
Right.
three. Or like if I don't really have 4 or 5, so
Yeah, I don't think you need small bets here because you're saying you have an ace or nothing.
maybe I would bet small with ace three and ace deuce as well, my really, really strong hands. But that's it. Overall, my strategy is mostly just polar.
okay.
This is
Not-
fine.
Yeah, for the
Bounty
bounty,
hunting.
but
Yeah,
not very deep,
G-
so.
not in a PKO, you should fold.
Okay.
So what are you trying to do
I-
here? when you call in?
Yeah, I don't like the call.
What is appealing to you here?
I'm not sure.
Because honestly, I play a lot of PKOs, and if you're gonna hunt this guy down, you might as well shove here. Okay, it's a bit frisky, but it's gonna play better than just trying to hunt like that. That's not. Like,
So the pattern I've seen, Andy, on this
Yeah.
is you seem to be very, very, very willing to bet, to call these, third pot.
You need to
On the
fold more
flop
C
bet.
bets.
Yeah,
Need
but
to
it's just
do
you
what
look
with
at it,
that?
look at it, you go, it's only 1.93, I'll call. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah,
LP.
probably.
yeah,
Explain why it's better to, I mean, I think I understand. But I think it's better to jam here than just call the pre-flop because of the fact that he still can fold,
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
like-
And yeah,
I
fold
think
equity
jamming's-
as opposed
I
to
think
to
jamming's
calling
bad.
where. Yeah, the LP just said that it's better to jam than just call.
If I'm going to hunt this guy down, I'm gonna jam here. Rather than, I'd much rather have him jam pre-flop than do this. Is what I'm trying to.
okay. Yeah,
Like jamming, we're never ever ahead we're just hoping we hit something. I don't, and it's too much to
For
go for
30,
unless he has like an insanely high bounty. He's 17 bigs deep.
I don't think it's too crazy. We got like what, 45% equity? I'm good with that. The only thing that I don't like about jamming here, the big stack here, but sometimes you gotta get frisky, right? So what happens when I jam here is this guy wakes up with like pocket queens and he calls, and then this guy end up winning the hand and I end up beating this guy by some equity magic, you know, but that's why I prefer to jam here rather than try to hunt him down, because here you got like 0 equity. What are you trying to do? What is to you like a 9-10? Wanna play for the 7? I mean,
It's just badly played hand, basically. I
there
think
goes
I
the
should
9.
just. I think I should just.
Almost, you almost had it.
Yeah, I think I should just call pre-flop and then fold.
I agree.
Or fold pre-flop. On
So
that
you-
river, on the river, do we consider bluffing the river when it goes check, check on the turn and you have absolutely nothing?
No,
Before he jammed.
no.
I think
don't
it's
so.
reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, you should certainly consider it. It is the bottom of your range.
Very bottom of the range. You're not blocking any of the draws that bricked.
Yeah,
Like you
Right, so
should,
here-
you shouldn't call here. So like
right,
this
you should fold
hand,
there, but
say we had
But as
6, 7
played-
of spades, say we had spades.
Yeah,
Check, check.
check, check. And now
No,
you're
I
at the
don't think so.
stone bottom of your range. And there's a 4-liner on the board, so that can generate some folds. Do we consider bluffing here? I think you should certainly think hard about it.
I
I think
would
it's,
never
consider- I think it's very considerable. I mean, right, because you're never winning.
I like jamming.
If you,
I don't. Alright,
He
is
can only
this-
really call with a 10.
Andy, is this the final table?
this is the last 2 tables.
Okay.
Not much more to suffer.
We're not suffering.
Good, good. I do appreciate your input. Yeah.
Ah, maybe that king 5 is an open,
Yeah,
maybe?
sure. I would, but
1, 2, 3, 4. No, fold it. Well, no, are you the table leader? Yeah, the chip
Yeah,
leader.
that's fine.
I think that king 5 you can do open.
I
I think it's
agree.
50
10 8 is
50.
definitely an open.
Yeah.
I like calling here. Yeah,
Okay,
call again. I would fold here, 3 bets.
I would
check
as
and
well.
win, check and win.
That's good. And you played that one well. Bet big here.
Yep.
2 key cards for the big line. We wanna have a polar strategy, and this is a very big bet. Simple as that. You should size up.
Wrong size.
I think you can mix small bets with the backdoor flush draw.
Maybe. No, I don't think any 10s bet small here.
We had one like this
With
earlier.
the 8 and
I saw
the
one
4,
with-
I'd be surprised. Button pair, hijack, low jack versus big blind. We are 32 effective, so that's 35. We have 35.
Probably gonna bet small, because I think you've done one earlier like this, Louis.
Jack, big blind.
I think like queen 10 of hearts will mostly bet big, but
Yeah, polarized on the flop with the
Clubs,
2
take
hearts.
a diamond. 4 clubs.
Remember before we had the king 9 suited and we hit the 9 top pair with a jack 9.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
what
we
I
were
thought.
I think-
Almost always
Yeah.
we get there, but there's a sliver
It
of
was
small
the- it
bets
was
with
the big
the
bet.
backdoor. See, Nick is right. When if you have the backdoor flush, you can
Yeah.
bet small a little bit more, even though it's mostly big bet.
How come that one didn't do that earlier, Louis, when Andy had king 9 suited, there was 2 hearts on the board. But the solver was saying to bet small in that spot, wasn't it? That's why I thought this was similar, because we had a backdoor flush draw last time with the 2 hearts. And we had top pair. So this is a similar spot again, isn't it? But why are we betting big this time round?
I think we also have the 2 straight draws here.
Well,
4
we-
to 8 to 8 to 10.
I think
maybe
it's because you have
Yeah,
two,
maybe that's why.
right?
Yeah,
It's
maybe that's
against,
why.
it's because you're against the big blind here, right? And it's because and they have two good cards for the big blind, 8 and 4, right?
Oh, it could be that then. Could be the fact that he's in the big blind this time.
This is why I was recommending treble 8 poker to Barry.
the diamonds there are mostly betting big.
Yeah.
So 60% of your diamonds are betting big. And let's compare it to clubs. See, clubs are betting big. 70%.
Real big all the time.
So-
Yeah.
There's a difference, but it's. See, that's the thing. That's why you bet big. There's so many action killer for your hand. If an ace comes, you're screwed. If a club comes, it's not gonna be easy to play for a big pot, whereas now you're likely to almost always have the best hand.
Yeah.
For me, it's natural to bet bigger.
It's fine.
Yeah, either one's good.
As
Yeah.
long as we bet, it's fine.
You ever check that turn? When the club completes?
No, because it's a low club, so we could still have all the flush combos. And he's
Right.
literally never bluffing there because you cover him. It's better to just bet than check.
Here, if this was chippy V, I think we never fold, but with final two tables, this is always a fold.
And what about PKO considerations?
The deeper you get in a PKO, the less
it
the
really
bounties
doesn't-
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Unless the bounty, it's like abnormal.
Oh, the bounties are quite large by now.
Yeah, here you want to check raise.
I
Yeah.
don't think.
I
you
don't
wanna
know
check.
because I'd be a bit careful here because there was 4 people in the pot. 2 people just folded out to his bet. He's led into everybody. So
Yeah, I
this is a
would
bit, and
not
this is a big
check
bet.
raise here because he covered
Yeah.
us. This is final 2 tables, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right,
agree.
right, right, right.
I'm not looking to put all my money in. No way.
Yeah, okay, so just
I
call.
don't like the
it,
look.
right?
I don't like the look of it already.
Jesus Christ, fold.
Yeah, you just,
Just fold there.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
I hate folding.
Anyone get behind folding there on the flop to that big
I
bet
hate
when he fires
limping
into it?
because you don't wanna play pots against this guy. Say
Yeah.
you make like a king here.
I
Anyone
think it's
else?
okay, just make sure you fold a lot.
To that big size on the flop, Andy. I
This
reckon
guy
it's
has a
good
big.
to
This
get
guy
out of
has
there.
a big stack and he's limping.
Yeah.
So he's probably.
No, this is Kjo. We've seen his limp. This
Yeah.
is the guy who limped the ace king, I
He
think.
limps any two.
Yeah, I think
You
you
have
just
to
call
call this
down
time.
here. Just call down here.
Yeah, cool.
What?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, okay.
Go back to the hand. What happened?
This was better than the Jack 9 one.
It was
Let's-
think it was
yeah,
a
let's go to the
limp
beginning of that
pot.
hand.
It was limp, and then the small blind raised small, and then he just called. He doesn't have a
Yeah,
strong hand.
go back to pre-flop action. He limps in, which we
Yeah.
know he can do with a big ace, but that doesn't mean he has one this time.
Yeah.
This hand, you wanna see this hand?
No, it was the one.
This one, yeah. Yeah, so you're beating all of his like ace 5 limbs, ace 4 limbs. I'm just not folding here.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm maybe thinking about getting to the final table here and not wanting to give away chips, but a bad fold.
Yeah, but
Well,
you, need,
I mean,
like,
if
you
you're-
always need to think about like the pre-flop configuration to figure out somebody's hand, what his
That's
hand
real
is.
tight.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
real tight, Andy.
Yeah.
Queen nine suited there.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I mean, there's 3 stacks that covers you. You really want to open into them?
So when this guy plays a pot, you wanna steer clear of him. Like you're limping every time, I don't like it. You don't wanna play a pot against him, basically. And
So-
Do you really,
this
fold-
guy-
do you really put a half a bet? with a
I want to play a
suited
pot
So-
against him.
So
no,
rather,
no.
rather than,
At ICM, you're trying to avoid playing pots against him. Like if you make top
He's-
pair against him on the flop, you're supposed to pot control. You're supposed to.
Normally,
check on the
yes,
flop.
but he's literally seeing every single flop.
Yeah.
So against a
Okay.
range of 100% of hands, I want to play against him with decent hands.
LP, you need to explain why, rather than just saying, you need to stay clear of him. You need to explain why, because you just do. You need to, is it only because he has 180 bigs? Or is it because he's in position? Is it because?
No,
like,
it's just
what is the
because, so the reason is he is the chip leader and he can make our life miserable. And you probably just wanna sidestep most of the action against him.
I think with these type of hands, it's okay because he's limping way too much. So you are dominating a lot of his flush draws. Like he's gonna limp like Queen 7 suited. I think it's okay with these hands. So the offsuit ones you want to stay away from because you
Alright,
can't
what do
really
you
call.
do here? What do you do here?
Oh, you
can't
fold.
call. You can't call
Just
down
fold.
with a
You
pair.
fold.
You just fold. You just fold. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
fold.
Yeah, you're
You're
looking to get,
looking. Yeah, you're looking to
Look at this.
cooler him.
Yeah, like he's limping to trap with ace
Exactly,
queen.
exactly like the guy with King Jack suited just did. If we hit our clubs, we stack him.
And what
This
did he
may be a
do with it
great-
though? He did nothing once he hit there, Nick.
I think
this
he,
may be a
yeah, he
great
just-
time to start implementing a limping strategy with him there, right?
call,
I don't think.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you're,
think
you're
so.
totally trapping.
call.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he played it well.
You got him.
And there he is with Queen 3 offsuit. He's playing.
Exactly.
Sam, Sam, why don't you think it's a good
I
good
don't
time
think
to
it's
implement
like
that?
I wouldn't limp into him if he's in position. It makes like absolutely no sense.
If you're on the button and he's in big blind, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, but if he's in the big blind, what and you're on the button,
No,
why
no,
would
don't.
you just open? Like
Yeah, when he, especially when he's
out of
calling too wide,
position.
like
Yeah, he's out of position. He's calling way too much.
you
You're
want
already
to
making
play in
money
position
by
in a big
raising.
pot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to play a
Well,
bigger pot in
no,
position.
don't limp.
I think this is final table now.
What the
Wow.
hell is this?
Well,
This is final table?
I think so, yeah.
he certainly kept you in, made your life good. You
He
lose,
slow
you lost
plays a
6
lot,
big
doesn't
blinds
he?
on that.
When he hit the King Jack high flush a minute ago, he didn't even try and get any value from it.
No, he
Playing
did.
pretty
He got,
passively.
yeah, he trapped him.
he got him on. Oh, this is great.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
He charged
It's not
one big blind
punishing
for
you
it.
by putting a lot of your stack in, so that's why.
Queen Jack.
No, it's
It's
fine.
fold,
It's fine.
fold.
It's a fold, yeah.
Okay.
On the final table, it's fine.
On the final table. Okay.
Like I would just rip this in right here because he's limping way too much.
I like the call.
You don't, I don't think you can get two out of
Yeah, but
line.
he's like he's not that.
He's also limping ace
Yeah, I
queen.
mean, yeah,
He's
we
yeah,
don't
he's
wanna
limping
risk-
the top of his range too.
We don't want to risk like freaking 20.
Yeah, with this guy, as long as this guy's around, we're supposed to be relaxed.
I agree.
As soon as he's gone, we're the shortest stack, we can lose our mind. Hmm,
Is he gone yet?
no, he
Nope,
doesn't.
nope.
No,
Now we're the shortest stack.
Check.
I
Check.
think this is a very heavy bet for me.
On a yeah.
Multi-way against the big blind
Yeah, because you
and a
get called
guy
by
who
worse ace
sees
size.
every flop.
Yeah, you get called by worse ace size.
Yeah,
You do
but
it
it's
once
a
for
fine-
a
it's
thousand.
It's a final table. I don't want to get check raised.
I don't mind it being a
exactly.
bet
If I
so
have
much
aces
on.
here, I'm checking.
This is
It's
the
such a
same as
dry
earlier where
board.
we really like, we have a decent hand, but we want to keep the pot small and we don't want to get check raised off our hand.
So we bet small or check,
I pure check.
right? Because I don't
I'm
mind
actually
betting
like-
Call
on
most
that
of the
one.
time with ace king because we get called by worse ace size.
What happens when you get
Yeah,
check
the
raised?
board, the board
Fold.
was very dry there though, Nick, wasn't it?
How often do you
8-8-2.
think you get check raised here?
A lot.
The
A
guy
lot,
is
yeah.
It's
playing
eight-
against the chip leader and against the opener.
It's
Do you
eight,
guys
eight,
not open the offsuit eights in your range? You got all of them. I mean,
the offsuit what?
offsuit eight,
Eights.
You shouldn't be on that spot. You shouldn't be because you're opening into the 3 stacks. Honestly, you shouldn't be like that board. I don't think you should be betting because if
I
I'm
agree.
in the if I'm in the big blind, I'm gonna just check raise you like blind. And what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
I'm
You want to
honestly
put
you're
your
gonna
probably
check
like-
raise wide into the chip leader. And it
I-
two covering stacks.
so my thing is you are
You're not
betting
gonna check
into-
raise, Sam. You're gonna put control against the chip leader.
I'm gonna make a
I'm-
small check raise if you bet there. If I cover you, I am gonna check raise.
Yeah, but you're not covering.
And we're
everybody,
betting
that's the
into
stack.
two covering stacks.
Okay,
both of them
let's
to
put
check
it
raise.
another way, alright? Do you see bet here at chip EV?
Chip EV, I do.
Oh,
Yes.
this bet here.
In general,
Final
do you
table.
bet here like ace, king, almost always see bets, right?
Yeah.
Because.
Yes,
I
chip
agree.
EV,
Like
I'm betting.
Chip EV,
Yeah, yeah, well, here we are, you know?
The
That
final
board's not
table,
chip
the
EV,
it's a
final
final
table, the final table, I don't wanna bet. Like if I have aces or if I have kings, I don't wanna bet because
I
if I
agree.
get check raised, I can't bluff catch. I cannot bluff catch.
I
can't.
disagree here because like, we're the shortest stack and with 5 left, the ICM
Yeah,
goes
but
down.
we're the shortest stack with the
We still
pot
have
is
25.
6 bigs. We have 25 bigs. It's not like I only have 8 bigs.
Chips,
8
yeah.
bigs, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, if I get check raise, money going in.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
with Sam. Like
25.
I'm range checking here on a final table.
There's 28 and 33 is still in the close
Especially
neighborhood.
with this, especially with this small blind who called us with queen 3 off. I don't know what to do if he check raises. I don't want to get into that spot.
Yeah, but what if
Check
it's
raises, you fold.
That,
I think
that
he
board
just
is
has to hang
so,
himself there.
That's easy.
that board is
yeah,
so
but-
dry. I think
not
it's
saying-
gotta
I'm not
be a
saying-
bet, and I think you're gonna call a check raise.
I mean, it's fine if you think they're not going to check raise and they're only just going to check raise with value, then go ahead
Yeah.
and bet.
we're-
But I don't know.
Monday, we're gonna have a solution for this. So well.
So
let's
Louis,
start Monday.
if you bet and you get check raise, are you calling or folding?
I'm calling.
Yeah, then it's not good. Like I'm not calling.
Yeah, it seems like just such an absolute disaster.
What if are you calling if he check raises all in?
No.
No,
No,
I'm not.
I'm asking LP because he just said he was calling.
Yeah, I don't think don't think he has many jams. When we bet here, you can still check raise small. There's plenty of room for that. If he jams,
Yeah,
I'm
but he-
folding, but I'm calling it
we-
check raise for sure.
Okay, so let's
But-
say he
but
check
we've seen-
raises to like 6 or 7, you call and it turns a king and he jams.
I'm calling.
we're the lowest stack and we've got top pair.
Yeah, it
Well,
just
not-
seems like such an ICM disaster.
Yeah,
But we are
I just-
lowest stack,
I
but
just-
not that much.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but-
Like if you say Monday we'll have a solution, then we'll look at it Monday. But
Yeah,
I
we can look at it Monday.
I tend to not to
forget
put
that-
all my chips at risk when I'm at a final table. Like if I'm the
I can
middle
kind of
stack.
get behind. I can kind of get behind the fact that we've got a really
look
good
at-
ace high as well, and if a king or ace does come, it's going to
Go
be
back and
pretty
look at the
clean.
action
We've
on-
got the
on-
best hand.
Go back and
I
look on
mean,
the
you could
action.
be like,
two hands
you could be
earlier.
drawing dead
It's
on
a
the
shit
flop.
show, Scotty. What do you wanna see?
I was, the whole thing about.
What
ace
do you
king
wanna
is play
see
it.
here? You wanna see him
Okay, let's
doing
just
blunders?
pre-flop.
He made
Never mind.
100
Go on,
before.
go on. I didn't know, I
Oh.
wanted to see when it went in. I didn't see that it was pre-flop. All right.
Yeah, it's a
Moving on.
shit show.
The This guy is obviously punting ICM. We don't want to risk our stack.
Yeah,
Right, that's
Yeah,
that's
we
why,
have-
I mean, we've seen him do crazy stuff. And that's why I think he could just check jam, right?
I
And,
like
it's
that
also
call
like-
here, Andy. I like
We haven't
that a
seen him do
lot.
crazy aggressive stuff.
At this
seen him do-
SPR sets, you mostly wanna call. I like that display a lot.
Yeah.
Like check, oh, bad river, but you should still bet here big, I think.
Yeah, we should just still bet.
Is it
Like
better to
still-
bet big and try to get calls by whatever? But if we bet small, we always get called by an ace high? What's the
I think
strategy?
you want to mix here. I think you want to mix, one betting small protects your bet small range, so you can stab at it small. As just as a
Yeah.
bluff and then have this in there. And
Yeah,
then, yeah,
bet
bet
big.
We want him
large.
to, we want him to
for
come over the
value.
top.
I think I like that. That's good. He
I
calls
like
with some
it,
ace
yeah.
highs. Maybe if he has like pocket seven, sometimes he calls.
Is that
Yeah.
a
I
limp
think
pot?
even ace high
Is he
is gonna call
limping
it a
into us?
frequency.
Hey, good question. Did you defend pre-flop? What happened? It's a
No,
limp.
it's a limp. Oh my god, this is a funny final table, dude. Alright, I'm
No,
not
bet
betting. Yeah.
This
I'm
one, I
just-
see bet.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just
Like the
calling.
way this has been played, this guy has been so out of line that checking back is probably like he's gonna bet any two here once we check back. He's so like,
Yeah,
I think you have to call. I think you
Yeah,
have to call.
definitely.
there.
Yeah, it's obvious
Oh,
we
I
have to
Oh
call.
my god.
Check, you can't
no,
bet.
There's no reason to bet.
Yeah.
You cannot bet.
We cannot, yeah, we can't bet.
Yeah, what
think
You
about
can't
call?
get called. You're never
What do
getting
you want to
called
get called
by
by worse flush? Check.
No,
You ne-
especially
Yeah.
ace jack suited.
Yeah.
I think if you have like ace four suited, then maybe you could consider a bet. Cause
Yeah.
you're beating more flush. But I
Right.
would like
We-
if I'm
we-
check
we
two here,
remove
I'm
more flushes from his
probably
range.
not betting
Don't we bet?
at a final table. There we go.
I
Well,
don't
maybe
know.
you would be called by that.
Maybe I would bet here, I think, because I don't think he checks enough with like
No,
he
you're not-
has the
he doesn't have
betting
a
lead
check
on the
bet.
turn, so for him, he's the aggressor. So when he gets to this river, he's betting again, you know, he's like betting turn, betting river.
You
Yeah, we
could still
want
do
him to
this with
bet.
queens, though.
I
Yeah.
like,
We want
I
him to
like the,
bet.
I like the check behind.
I agree. And,
We want him
and
to
it's
bet.
a
We're gonna
situation
call
where
this
if you
guy.
get jammed on, you're just absolutely miserable.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you've got a king or a queen, you're going to check that.
we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just
Yeah,
protecting our checking
yeah.
range.
So
But we
can we go
we're
back to
calling
that,
him off
that
'cause
river
he's
there?
got
That queen
loose.
jack suited can be a raise, I think, pre-flop.
What? So are
Good
we
bait.
only betting our kings and our queens here? Is that all we're betting? It's just our kings and our queens?
I would
Yes.
bet
Or do
here
we- are
with
we-
this one, but maybe it's too risky.
Or are we ever bet, are we, what bluffs do we have if we're betting our kings and our queens?
So I think at a final table you could do away with like asking yourself what bluff you have. I think all you need
You
to
have
ask
no
yourself
bluffs.
is because in normal
you
situation,
can-
you need to get called by worse half the time. In a
Your
final
bluffs are gonna
table,
be
you
like,
need to get called more often by a worse hand. So I think at the final table, when you're deciding whether or not to value bet, you should ask yourself, am I gonna get called like 70% of the time by a worse hand? I
yeah,
think
you
the
don't need that
answer
many
here-
bluffs. Your bluffs are gonna be like
Yeah.
pocket jacks, tens and nines. Just
Yeah,
your
I
stuff that
think
got
the
counterfeited.
answer. Yeah, I think the answer here is probably not with this hand. But if I have like ace four, maybe I don't know.
I'm not
I
bluffing with
think
an
all
ace.
the
I'm
hands-
taking my showdown value.
I
Uh-oh.
think
only-
all the hands, all your counterfeited pairs here would bluff.
Not all of
Hey,
them. That's you're gonna have
no.
too many bluffs.
Because they
I like
already
what-
they already called a counter. They were already counterfeit on the turn, and they called a bet. So you don't arrive here with any pocket pairs. So your
Yeah.
only bluff
No,
here
no,
is
no.
Jack 10 of diamonds.
An ace
Right.
jack of diamonds.
No,
No, because
Thank
Ace Jack has showdown value.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
Just Jack 10 of
Jack 10 of diamonds, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you do if
And-
Pedro shoves here?
I mean we have
Fold.
What would you do
90.
if he shoves?
Prime.
There's not that many.
If you
I think you
bet
have to
and he,
fold.
if
No,
you
if he
bet
just
and
open
he
shove.
shove, and I think you have to fold.
Yeah.
If he open what if he open shoves, you just fold? I think you
Yeah.
have to, right?
100%.
Yeah, if he
No,
open
lose.
shove, I cry, but that's not the situation here. No.
Okay.
He was
Final
pretty
table, yeah,
splashy,
yeah,
but
fold it.
I still
Fold
think
it.
you fold.
Because when you
Close
look at
That
his
was a good-
hand, he has a hand that he's not supposed to call pre-flop. Queen Jack, Jack 10 suited. That means he's gonna have like Queen 9 off, Queen 10 off, like King 10 off, all those hands.
He would, no, wasn't he in the big blind?
No, I think he's in the small
I don't
blind.
like the raise here.
A small
This guy's so
blind.
spazzy. You just wanna let him bluff off his stack.
Not
Okay.
only that, remember,
I
and
agree.
at this SPR, strong hands like straights, they don't raise. You don't wanna lose your customer here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What you wanna do is be like LP and scream, fish on, fish on, fish on.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark that shit.
You're taking the bait, baby.
Mark it.
Bye.
Fold.
You cover him.
Inside straight
okay,
draw, he didn't
call.
have we're just not deep enough to call with an inside straight draw.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
at a final, like chippy V, I probably call, but final table is just not worth it. Plus, if
Okay.
It
it's
was
a
such a
4
small
clubs
bet.
and we face a bunch of aggression, it sucks.
Yeah.
There's only
You
It
could
was such a
even
small
like you
bet.
could even
Four
you could
comes.
even raise him here. Did he limp?
yeah,
Yep.
it's a limp pot, but this is really good for a limped range. Jack 10.
Yeah, but like I would just be putting his stacks to risk and see what he's gonna do.
I think you have to call that flop bet that really small bet because if you hit 4, you hit the
Oh,
nuts.
you could totally open here. I think.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
in a
I
limp
think
pot, it's
so.
really easy to overbluff. We have the entire range, so I think you have to be careful which ones you choose to.
Real.
Yeah, I was only saying
even
one
knowing the
small one.
KG, that KG's, that you have no
Oh,
full.
he jammed.
7. Wow.
67.
Was that did he call that pre-flop?
Yeah,
No, he
67
jammed all
off.
in. He jammed all in.
Oh, he
And then the
jammed the
guy-
67?
Yeah, he opened jam.
Offsuit.
Great.
And the
He's
guy
been
woke up with-
trying hard to punt and I guess he achieved his goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's another consideration, honestly, in all these spots is like, if these people aren't playing well, then you can dodge the marginal spots and just wait for them to punt off their stack. Get some ladders.
I don't
Pick your
know that I
spots.
liked it.
Oh, there we
I don't
go.
know,
Got
like-
him. Got him.
Fold the
Got
eight.
him. Got
You
him.
had-
The
Got
button
him.
make it 6 big blind. I think you can sometimes.
Oh, he made it 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
Down
a
the line.
sweat. We had such a
Oh,
big
Oh, look at all
sweat.
that, look at all his outs.
Now we're in the
that's
ICM
fine.
clusterfuck.
Yeah,
No,
Alright.
this
Final.
is the final
That's
table.
Now we're
Alright,
at the
good
final.
trick again. Andy,
Yeah,
this is the final.
Why does
table.
everyone lie? Everyone
Yeah,
I
always
don't
that's
know,
lies.
man. We've been deceived.
Oh, nice pickup.
Ace 10, terrible call.
So there's no short stack.
Chip leader to our
That
left.
one might be a raise as the final
Should
table, but
never-
it might be a raise that 8-4 off back there.
Ace 10 doesn't call. I shouldn't call with ace 10 though.
At a final table versus a EP jam and then a late position rejam? No, just
Yeah.
full.
That's a
Oh,
fold.
Bounties barely mean anything at the final table.
I think when that guy limped on you in your blind, you had 8-4 off.
Oh my
Andy, you
God.
could have made a
This
play.
this guy's opening to 4 and folding to jam. We gotta make a
Yeah,
note of.
I saw that.
Yep.
They could have chopped the pot, I guess.
At king,
Ooh,
queen.
you can't, no, you can't do it. Like you
This
got.
is a fold,
This
right?
is a fold. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Yeah. Fold.
is it? Okay.
And it's a chippy, at chippy V, it's you play it.
Jesus Christ, Andy, what the hell are you up to?
Yeah. This is
Gonna
this
spike
is
the
just
flush. It's gonna spike
this
the
is
flush.
just yeah.
Two overs and a flush draw.
Yeah, same with
Yeah.
3 earlier on.
But I mean, if you're gonna play it that way, maybe check raise, maybe go for the check raise all in. If
No,
you're
you
gonna
don't want
play
to
it
price
that
the guy in there. You want your maximum fold equity.
way. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
don't hate just
definitely-
jamming, open jamming there.
Yeah, because that's how you would play 10s and jacks on that board with an
No,
overpair.
absolutely not.
Andy,
Yeah,
you're too passive on some spots. where it's
yeah.
it'd just be range betting. So I think this is one of them.
Yeah.
This is a
Okay.
polarized bet here, surely.
With all that equity.
Oh,
When we
easy
polarized
money.
on that flop, Louis. That's the
No,
Yeah,
initial razor.
no, it's a king eye board, very dry, which just bet small.
it's also like, well, I guess I was gonna say you can apply ICM pressures. There's 8 big blind stack, but these people don't know ICM.
You think there's merit in sizing up here?
I
No,
think so.
you cover
I think
him, you
once
just,
again,
you
they-
cover him, you just bet 100% into him, bet small 100%.
Bet small,
I think
bet
either
big
one's
on the
fine.
ace.
And he check raised there.
Oh,
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
alright,
luck.
so
I see.
you're
that.
dodging bullets.
Yeah.
Although that hand we would have admired the way you got all those chips. If you bet the flop, he check raises and you go all in on the flop when you're behind.
And you're like, I need a heart, and you hit 2 pair.
Exactly. Much more stylish.
If it,
Yeah.
What game is this? This is poker, bro, man. People are opening to 4. What the fuck is this shit?
I think I.
This is the
prefer
venom.
fold here. What do you
I
guys
think
like?
final table maybe fold.
I like
Right.
folding.
Yeah, I agree, fold.
Max.
I fold.
you cover
I think
both
you
of
should
those
fold.
shorties, I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. We have big stuff.
Oh, it's also a PKO, right? So there's.
I think
calling
it's
probably.
fine with
Oh,
70
okay.
bigs. You could
PKO,
call
big
it.
stack.
No. Raise. Open that. You're the,
Yeah,
that.
open. Open this.
open that.
So Andy, you want to work on your pre-flop ranges. You want to try to practice like maybe 15 minutes every day
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Yeah, you missing button opens and cutoff opens is gonna just cost so much EV.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it.
What the hell is this?
I think you should watch that video with Matt Affleck about the pre-flop ranges.
Yeah.
I think that'll help you a lot.
That's a good one. You
Yeah,
want to explain
okay.
what's going on here,
Bit
Andy?
of a waste.
Andy, what the hell are you up to again?
It's like it says we don't.
You have
open
another
up
street to do it
the
on.
The overbet.
Going for maximum value on
Maximum.
the spot.
Yeah, but you have another street. If he doesn't bet the turn, you've still got the river to do it on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're just never getting paid here.
That's when you say, Andy, I'm putting ICM pressure on this guy.
You don't need to put ICM pressure on him. You have the nuts.
You misclick, Andy. Tell me it's a mistake.
The misclick. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
He
No, you both have
called.
a
call,
king.
no.
Wow.
Wow. Milked
Top it
him
up.
like a cow.
These guys are limping.
It's good. It's highlighting quite a few of my mistakes as well, though.
It's
I like
close because
fine.
you cover him. It's a PKO. Maybe it's a call, but with ICM.
Just fold.
I cover, and then this is a spot where I would bet here. Let's see if
Yeah.
we find it.
You know.
I think we could just go back.
One big blind. I think you should bet one big blind.
Yeah, that would be a good spot for it.
I don't know about the
Andy.
one big
I
blind.
don't like this limp thing.
Andy, what the hell are you up to?
No limping with.
I'm trying to.
I see.
Limb
Trying to flop up.
calling. Oh my god. Oh my
Got
I
him.
love it.
kings.
Good night, Kings.
Made it 3. Like that's gonna fold anybody.
War
Seven
crime.
against ace jack. Okay, it's unleashing at a very fast pace.
Here we go.
Raise.
What's going on up there with the 8-4
It was
on
a
the
little weird.
flop?
Yeah, it worked, but this
Bad play.
one.
I would
one big
always, I would
limp pot.
almost always just raise when they limp.
I would raise here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I cover them, I would just raise.
This is a spot where you wanna bet. You're gonna break your hand most of the time. And you can get better combos to fold than yours, so I would bet here almost always.
Yeah.
Bet large.
And then once you hit it, I don't think you should jam the river. I think you should bet 1 or 2 big blinds on the river if you do get there.
I like jamming the river because it puts a 10 into a tough spot and like the straight as well. So,
They're all calling.
yeah, 10 and king jack. So,
Okay, well, maybe I'm
He
wrong.
doesn't have king jack there. He checked the turn.
Yeah, but he could have checked to check raise too, right? And just
Yeah.
missed.
Okay.
and they,
Yeah, bad.
It seems like Andy here.
He's got to
just
stop
preferred
overbet
to,
jamming with the nuts.
have
yeah,
the
you
nuts
you
and
need
jam
to
all
take
in.
that. Okay, so here's the adjustment we're gonna do, Andy. When we have the nuts, we don't wanna jam anymore, okay?
Yeah.
You don't wanna lose your customer. You want to be aware of SPR. Here SPR is 3. When you have a very strong hand at low SPR, you wanna chill, you wanna keep your customer in. And like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna fold whatever happens, right? So.
Yeah.
Even if it
Well, let's
comes
have-
jack and 10 or like hearts, you're not gonna fold. So you
don't
wanna.
LP, let's dig into that a little bit because why are you jamming here? Are you jamming for value? Are you jamming because you're scared of the flush? Are you jamming because you're
I
scared of
think
the
it's,
straight?
I think
He's
it's,
obviously jamming for value.
No, let Andy answer.
no, I think I'm looking at thinking if he's got 2 hearts, you know, I want to just shut it down.
So what I think the issue is that even if he does have 2 hearts, you still have like 67 or 70% equity here, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, you should be betting for value and betting small or checking and letting him fire away on the turn.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I think both options are really fun.
We gotta let him draw.
This is terrible.
yeah.
Calls with 9.
This is not
it might be
terrible.
gr-
Tell him,
full
this
top
is
pair.
not terrible.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Don't
I
know
don't
if
like
that's
limping this deep.
was that, does anyone else like that jam? The 4 bet all in with the 9s with the for 40 bigs effective or whatever it was. Does anyone else think that was good
I
play?
think
Heads
that's
up.
fine.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Heads
like
up.
it. I don't like the limping from the button though, this deep. You need to be raising.
I like a raise here.
I don't mind a call. A call is fine.
Yeah, I like the raise.
You just
I
call.
like a raise as well.
See, Andy, this is a spot where at this SPR, you cannot just call. You need to raise. So you found a raise. I like that.
Yep. Okay.
Don't like the jam.
No.
Making it really hard for a queen to call.
But guess what?
He did.
He has a queen and he calls.
He has something and he calls a 9, I think.
All right, let's see it.
So I guess this is still
Nine.
your same league. You make the nuts and you jam. Like, these opponents are not very sophisticated, but when
Yeah.
you start to move up a little bit, you're gonna have a tough time getting paid here. Because like
Yeah.
most players are folding almost everything here. Like,
Yeah.
to call you here, you need like a queen and a card of the flush, a blocker to the flush to call. So you make
Or
it
I-
really, really tough for him to call.
I think you need better than that. This is 3x pot.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
agree. I agree.
Anyway, our opponent's
on
fine with a call.
He finds a call
With a
with
9.
9. Oh,
Nine.
good
Yeah,
job, Andy.
Andy, you should tell them that
Yay.
I'm playing it with a bunch of calling stations fish, so that's why I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of bad play, but I got there, you know. so-
Okay, Andy, you got a lot to work on. So work
Yeah.
on your pre-flop range. Try to think it in the sense of SPR. Try to bet smaller when you're betting multi-way. Try to identify textures where you have small bets and big bets. Try to bet more often in position from the button. Because there's many times you're in position against a big blind and you end up checking back on spots where. Like if it's an ace, a king, a jack or a 10 high board, you should mostly bet like 80% range. So try to work on that and I think like you got lots of room to improve, so it's gonna be good
Yeah.
for.
Okay, cheers. Thanks for your help, guys.
Oh, it's been
Great
it's been
job.
a great pleasure. Thanks a lot, everybody.